You're watching the Bear Dice Club.
Hi,
I just
everyone.
think it's one of the best. I think it's the best server.
Are we live? Oh no!
Yes.
We're on air.
Oh no, my pants are down and everything.
Oh no. Wait, no one can see. It's fine.
I bought a bunch of pants today.
And none of them are on.
Pants is good. I like pants.
Pants is great.
Well, they're all shorts, so they're like pants with no legs.
I don't know that I actually
Are they
own
zip
any
offs?
shorts.
Pants with no legs. Yes, those are shorts. Thank you.
That is
That's what I'm calling-
shorts
that's what I'm
is.
calling
That's
shorts.
a crazy
Get
way to
zip-offs,
say
man.
that.
You can wear them all year.
No, I'm not wearing zip offs because it's not 2008.
No, that's it doesn't matter, dude. It's like that's just peak.
That is the most dad statement I heard. You bring your zip off khakis?
They're like the ultimate camping gear, you know.
That's peak,
You know what's weird?
Peak pants tech.
Is you never see somebody have an early aughts party.
That's because everyone wants to forget about the early aughts.
But like
Right.
people have 80s parties and 90s parties, but nobody ever does like the early aughts.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
watch.
because it's
It
too
just
soon. It's only,
doesn't
it's only
roll
two-
off the
it's only
tongue.
2
'Cause
decades.
well,
It's only 2
No,
decades.
I mean, like
I didn't even
people
know
like
that was a
Y2K
phrase until you
almost
said it.
20 years ago, man.
People do Y2K like parties and stuff.
Right, like
Yeah, but that's nearly 30 years ago.
Well, what are you supposed
going
to
on at this
celebrate? The
yeah,
second
that-
plane hitting the tower, or what? I don't really understand.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of where everything went fucking pear-shaped. So
Right,
I
that's
guess
what I'm
that's true. It's like,
Yeah, you have
oh
a
man,
TSA
remember that
certain
time
party.
where everything
the
went to
first
hell and
Matrix
just
movie.
never returned?
We got the first Matrix movie, and then Y2K. It was awful. So that's why we don't have those parties.
Well, also because no one wants to put on all the makeup it would require to be seen. No one wants to
I
remember who they
guess,
were
yeah.
assuming.
You could do like wasn't early 2000s would have been like scene and that would have been emo, square in the emo
Yeah.
era.
I was a
You could do
skater.
some late punk
People
in there
kept
too.
calling me.
Oh yeah, you could be
Calling me
skating.
emo.
Yeah, you could do skater style. You could do emo.
Nah,
Punk.
skater style. Yeah, around then it was like peaked in the late '90s, early 2000s. That
Yeah,
was like street
that's,
skating.
well, that's what I
was
said. Yeah,
huge.
the aughts.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what, Shane? It sounds like you've got $1 million idea. Market that, baby. Capitalism. Let's go. We're bringing it around.
No,
No,
I'd
it
rather
was just
go to
it's
an
just
80s
one of
party.
those things that I just noticed all of a sudden and seemed kind of weird to me.
I think it's because there was no quote unquote iconic style during the early aughts. Like during the 80s. Yeah. What do you think of the iconic style?
Big hair.
Big hair, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's
I can't think of any
unequivocally in
like
the
way to,
80s. But
you
in
know,
the early
sum
aughts,
it up.
No,
like, the
early
3 or
2000s
4
definitely had a
styles.
style. It was skinny jeans.
I wear skinny jeans. Yep.
It was overly straightened hair.
It was skinny jeans and hair over the eye.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Listen,
The
you're
beaver.
that's just
Skinny
emo.
jeans,
There were
Big
other
bangs.
there were other styles around then.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah,
like
but
there were multiple
every
styles during that
style
time.
included skinny jeans.
I think it's just easier to do some of the other ones because
And now it's baggy jeans.
Not
You put a
everybody
short
had
shirt
big hair
over a
in the
long
80s.
shirt, and that's fucking 90s style.
90s is just grunge. I think that's like the defining.
90s has a
Genre.
bunch of different stuff that you could do. Like big, ridiculously sized baggy clothes would be 90s.
Like colorful
grunge
stuff
and
too,
that-
like hip hop. You know, like
Nope.
I think like
It's
Fresh
grunge
Prince.
and that teal squiggly.
You
From
could lean
the
into
fucking
the-
like paper cups.
Yes, that is the
Oh
90s.
fuck yeah!
Yeah,
Oh, fuck
I mean,
yeah!
That is the
Love that shit.
definition of the 90s.
People have wrapped their cars in that, and it's
that's
awesome.
so weird.
It's so
Teal
good.
squiggly. Grunge.
Um,
grunge is great because you could be a colorful grunge, you could be dark grunge.
crusty grunge. What?
Yeah, see, and then like 80s, 80s had a big punk era too. You could go punk,
Dude.
you could go fucking glam, you could go metal. Like
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a
End
lot
of
of
the-
different styles that you could do for the 80s.
The end of the aughts would be scene, or not scene. Hipster.
Hipster's a thing. Yeah.
Oh, you know what else you could do for the aughts? Is
Like millennial style, like the
College,
mustache,
the hipster phase,
the mustache tattoo on your finger.
Oh god,
that's right.
And the
I
thick
still
ring
love that,
glasses.
but I can't anymore.
The LMFAO look.
Didn't Scott become like
LMAO random.
super big in the early aughts as well?
It did. Yeah. It did
was
have
pretty
a
big, yeah.
bit of a surge. Yeah.
Which is kind of still hipster looking.
I suppose during the early aughts, you could lean into that Square Enix too many zippers and belts look, but that's kind of a niche.
You could just go for the Kingdom Hearts look.
Yeah, but that's fairly niche.
I think by the time we hit the 2000s, fashion completely changed because of the internet. And that's why things aren't as defined as they used to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think the internet
Well,
changed
that's
a lot
one of the
stuff.
big problems that they say that we have these days is the death of the monoculture.
Which I think is fine.
I'm okay with that.
I think it's cool that everybody's got their own style and stuff like
It's
that.
kind of a
Well,
shame that we
like
can't
that's
do
kind of
magic
cool,
anymore,
but
though.
it was one of those things where like the monoculture was good because even if there was somebody that you had like that you didn't really know all that well, you could at least talk about something. You could at least be like, "Oh, what's up with this Back to the Future thing? You think he's ever gonna fuck his mom?"
Yeah, but you could still do that because you could. There's still things. Maybe people could just talk about whatever. Like, no, cameras off.
You know, I think the worst part about the death of the monoculture is we can't cast magic anymore.
I talked to a guy at the park today about my Subaru. So I don't even know his name.
Well, yeah, of course you talk to a guy in a park about your Subaru. That's where people with Subarus talk about Subarus in nature.
He
had
just
some
got a
guy come up to me
Subaru
and start
and
talking to
it
me.
broke his brain. And he
That's happened to me a few times. People, now that I own a Subaru, people think that I'm one of the fucking Kool-Aid Subaru people. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It go vroom vroom when I push the gas.
it ain't about that. But the thing is you're gonna have that Subaru for like 4 or 5 years, and you're gonna be like, man, I haven't had a single problem. This thing has been way too reliable.
I have had some
gets me out of
problems. My turbo exploded.
And then it's gonna blow.
You gotta. What year is it?
It's an 06.
Yeah, you're gonna blow a head gasket.
I'm making sure to do all of the fucking oil changes and everything.
Wait, it's got a turbo in it? Is it a Legacy or is it a WRX?
No, it's an Outback.
With a turbo?
Yeah.
An 06? Turbos in the 06. That thing got a lot of go?
Yeah, it'll go pretty good.
Like Shane said,
Outback.
Go vroom when he pressed the pedal.
Yeah, it go vroom vroom. It drink gas real good.
Back XT?
Yeah, the
Is that what it's
XT.
called?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I needed to duct tape my back window back on. My Mazda.
Also,
Oh, no.
yeah, the apparently another thing that goes wrong with Subarus is my fucking electric window controls just decided to quit on me for no reason.
Oh, really?
That's just a 2000s car thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think a lot of companies use the same engine or the same motor for their windows.
Well, it's not the motor; it's the switch itself, which is I looked up some stuff about it. Yeah, apparently the switches for that aren't the best because it's sort of broke where it still technically works, but now it's fucking with. For whatever reason, the electricals being fucked up the way they are, it's now also fucking with my door thinking that it's constantly open, so I had to turn the dome light off.
I know what you're talking about
that's the
because I had
2000s
an
thing,
issue
'cause
too.
They all ran with the same wire across the car, so any issue caused issues down the line,
Shit.
like a string of Christmas bulbs.
You missing the crank at this point, huh?
There are days when that was a big thing when we were ice fishing when they switched to electric motors in Windows. It was like a big deal because a lot of people who ice fish were like, oh, it's nice to have in case you go in the water, it's nice to have a manual way to open your window.
Yeah,
if it's in the
that makes
water,
sense.
the electrics aren't going to work.
The electrics don't work. Yeah.
Also,
So-
the other thing that I'm not the keenest on is the fact that the Outback does not have like the enclosed windows, which I've never been a huge fan of.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, yeah, it has like the free floating.
Yeah, mine were
Window
like
top.
that. Even on the 2011 was free floating.
Oh,
My
it's
current
like that
one
on
isn't.
11 too.
Yeah, my current one isn't. My 2024 is.
Yeah, it's
like
not
a
a good
full
way to
frame.
do it, man. Like,
No.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because it doesn't sit, like my wife's windows would sometimes not shut right, but you could like easily move that window.
yeah.
So no, I get that.
My roommate, their
But you also have a
AC
20-year-old car. You're gonna have
Yeah, I
problems.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Yeah.
And it
My
still
roommate's
runs like a fucking dream. I think the guy
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
before me took real damn good care of it.
That's the thing
Yeah,
is like
if it
they'll
hasn't
run
blown a head
forever,
gasket
but
now, yeah,
yeah,
You
they'll
brought
run
it
forever, but the all the other shit's not gonna work. Like
It'll run forever, but the mistakes that they made aren't getting any better anytime
yeah,
soon.
well, like there's like stuff I was telling my wife. I was like, there's stuff we just don't get on this car compared to like other vehicles. But all the safety stuff's standard. So like on like an American vehicle, safety stuff isn't standard. Certain safety things aren't. Like you might not get side airbag. You have the lower trim. Subaru doesn't do that. They put all the safety features they have in their car.
Oh,
But
I
then they
didn't
have
know
to
that.
But then they have to cheap out in other places. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
So-
thing to, I think that's a good approach.
And that's what I think too. So like all safety features are standard.
That's why they're rated
I don't
like
lose side
some of the
airbags.
best family cars.
Yeah. Because they're
Like-
reliable and they're like one of the best cars to roll over in, so
Yeah.
you're gonna roll over.
Yeah, best family cars, I
Don't
think
roll-
the
don't roll over in the
Subarus.
car, though.
Mazda's got some
Toyota.
high rated ones. Like the trying
I
to
can
think.
afford a Lexus. I would just buy a Lexus.
Why
Yeah.
Lexus?
Why would you want to rebadge Toyota?
Can't
Though?
remember.
Because
I love my
they're
Honda
like
CR-V.
Toyota's insanely reliable,
True. That's why. That's one
they're
brand I
still
will remain loyal
insanely cheap to fix. And
Lexus?
there's
to.
yeah,
Toyota.
Lexus is owned by Toyota.
No.
It's
just
really
their
funny
high-end brand.
how many body styles are the exact
Genesis,
same, just a different brand.
like
different,
Genesis
badge.
is Hyundai's like high end. Infinity is Honda's high end, or no,
Impala?
Kia's high end. Infinity is Kia's high end.
What's Impala?
Acura,
Is Impala its own thing?
Impala is a Chevy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just a
So-
Chevy Impala.
No, there was a brand called Impala.
Acura. Acura is like Honda's high end.
But yeah, Toyota is definitely one brand that I will unquestionably remain loyal to because their cars, you can absolutely just hit them with a hammer and they'll go, yeah, okay, and keep going.
Well, I saw something about it. Apparently, Germans design their cars for car people. People who are going to take care of their cars, they're going to do all the maintenance on their cars. You get higher performance out of that and stuff like that. Toyota and other Japanese cars are designed in a way that they don't think you're going to do your oil change in time. They don't think you're going to do all the maintenance. So they design them to run for 400,000 miles on one oil change. You know what I mean? Like,
I knew someone that did that in high school, and it fucking destroyed my brain. It's
Was
like,
it a
how
Toyota?
does that happen?
was it a
It might have been a Toyota or
Like
something
an old-
along those
those
lines.
like-
yeah.
those like old Toyota trucks? I swear to God, you could still have one. Like you could that thing could get hit by a train 4 times. You could just flip it back over on its wheels. You're good to go, man. Like
you could spit in the oil pan, and it'll keep going for another 30 miles.
there's a reason the Taliban use these things in the desert. Like
I remember when I was younger and stupid, and I was learning how to take care of a car for the first time. I had a hand-me-down Toyota Corolla, and I was like, "Man, it has been forever since I've had an oil change. I don't remember the last time I had it. Just for funsies, let me check the dipstick." Pull out the dipstick. There's nothing on here. I must have done something wrong. Put it back. Pull it back out. Nothing on here. Oh no.
probably meant it probably didn't mean you're out of oil, but it was probably so bad at that point.
There was
It
like a
wasn't
touch of
sticking to
there
the
was like a
stick.
touch of sludge at the bottom of the stick, and I was like, I need to
Ooh.
put oil in this.
Ooh.
It was happily chugging along. As
You
they
know
do.
what's weird to me is that modern trucks and actually a lot of SUVs have basically just become fucking APCs.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Why?
So during the Obama administration, they passed a law where you had to meet certain
environmental standards.
certain miles per gallon, depending on the vehicle. But if your vehicle weighed enough or was big enough, you didn't have to follow those standards. So
Which is why
all the
trucks
trucks,
bigger.
so as long as your truck is like over a certain size, then you can get less gas mileage on it. So they keep making them bigger and bigger with less and less gas mileage. Because that's how the law works.
I don't know how
We're gonna see more and more people get run over by these trucks.
even when America tries to do the right thing, we fucking take the wrong lesson from everything and are just like, gee, Brian, how are we gonna fuck up the world today?
There are certain brands, Toyota, I saw a Toyota truck,
everything.
and Chevy came out with the Maverick, which is apparently a piece of crap. You shouldn't buy it. They are coming out with smaller trucks, which is nice to see. So that's what I was telling someone. I'm like, why would I want something? Literally, there was a truck parked in our parking lot. I stepped outside. The hood of it was higher than me. I'm 6'1". Like, what?
Well, you know why they make those trucks, Saw, right? It's so that people can feel good about their micro penises.
Yeah, I mean that's
Except
all
that
the
they
trucks out
like
here, though.
the worst part about
Some
it
of
is
the trucks
that
that makes sense.
Sounds like
some
the
of them I
most truck
see,
I've
like
ever
they're
heard
oil
of.
guys. They use them, but like,
well, it's like even for people that do jobs, it's it's one of those things where it's not like people weren't working on fucking construction sites 30 years ago when trucks were half the size.
well, I stare at cars all day, and the big issue is they're all 4-door now. Like,
yeah,
they're all 4-door, and they're like full size 4-door. They want leg room. And the thing is, then you have to get an extended cab. Then your truck is huge. Like,
I miss bench seats.
yeah. I mean,
I miss my dad's truck where you had to crawl through the front seat, through the center console, and then there was like the tiniest sliver of a seat back there. No seatbelt.
It could barely be legally qualified as a chair.
But a child could fit in it. So like it was just like, and we only used the truck for like work thing. We're going to do.
That was
work
going to be my point. Is that it's like, yeah, it's a work
work
vehicle though. Like it's not supposed to be meant for comfort.
Right. I sat there because we were moving the Camaro, or we were like hauling something, or like, and we had me and my brother, or both my parents.
And by a child can fit back there, I think you mean a child will fit back there if he knows what's good for him.
Right.
Well, now that the trades are in such ridiculous,
I'm glad things have gotten
demand
safer,
and they're making so much money. Tradesmen can afford to buy bigger, more comfortable vehicles. They're gonna keep making bigger and more comfortable.
Oh, tradesmen have always made bank. Don't fucking drink the Kool-Aid on that one.
I mean, even more so nowadays, though, like because there's not many people going into the trades. So not only
that
are
is
they
true,
making
yeah.
money, they're making money on a higher demand.
I should work at the Ford dealership here. Holy shit!
Shouldn't be hard to sell trucks to these guys.
Because literally everybody buys trucks here. You look at the parking lot, 90% of them are trucks because it's oil guys. And what do oil guys do? I got $100,000 this week. I'm gonna go buy a truck. You know what I mean? Like,
I would
their money
guarantee the only better way to the only better place to be a car salesman is like right off of whatever fucking base
military base.
Yeah, military base.
Hellcat dealership.
Yep. Fucking as soon as people get their bonus after completing basic. Well, listen, we can offer you financing. It's only going to be 112%.
That's all it is here. I mean, everything you see out here, every car is brand. I don't even have plates on my car yet, but every car out here is brand new because like oil money, man, and everybody's.
Well, another good place to sell cars would be Dubai. Be a supercar dealership.
Yeah.
Dubai is
well, a lot of those cars get
dumbest city
abandoned.
ever made.
A lot of those vehicles don't get paid for all the way because of Dubai laws.
Yeah, they go bankrupt and they have to run.
Dubai doesn't have plumbing.
They also have they don't have plumbing. They have like trucks that come in and they have to haul everything out.
Yeah, they have to haul the poop out of there.
Really? I didn't even know that.
It's like a massive operation, yeah.
For me to poop on.
It's like insanely expensive. It's so insanely expensive how they do it that they should just have plumbing.
But it's in the desert. I don't even know if they can. I
suppose
there's so many advanced things there. I think
it's one of those things that the city was basically fucked from the word go. Where they're like, hey, we're gonna build this city out in the desert and it's gonna be awesome.
How's Arizona doing it?
Now they're building another city out in the desert. Was it a line city? That I'm really interested to see if it works out. Because it's a cool concept.
I do think they're still trying to get funding for that, but I've also seen I
think the broken ground
architects and city planners be like, no, this is also fucking stupid.
Did you see that?
It has merit, but it's not going to go well.
Did you see that NVIDIA came out and said that they have so much money they don't know what to do with it? Like they have a surplus of money.
Stock I really wish I would have bought back in the day.
And so what they're going to do is they're going to just buy back stocks. And I'm sitting here thinking, why don't you just pay your employees more? What the hell, man?
This is America. No.
Just make your company the most lavish company. Wouldn't that be dope as hell? I don't get it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, invest in something. Build a fucking base on the moon and become a goddamn James Bond villain.
If I was insanely rich, I would be paying my employees so much money because I just look at us. Look at all of us rich assholes. You know,
yeah, they are investing in something. They have 3 yachts, all of them called investment.
But I'm saying,
they better name one of those yachts the 1080 Ti. Let's be honest.
I actually read about why it is they are so insanely wealthy nowadays. Apparently, it's because they invested in some sort of software that lets you use their that lets you process using their video cards.
They're just doing whatever. They just do the opposite of Spotify.
Well, no. So what it is it lets you use sort of like people would do for Bitcoins, but now people are using that for AI. So, and since everything is going towards AI, if you want to do AI, you have to buy NVIDIA. So they are just printing infinity $billion at the moment.
You know what's one of the worst things to come out of the modern recognition of AI these days?
What's that?
It's not AI.
It isn't
for
AI,
one.
no.
And for 2, people have begun saying AI as a buzzword. Any machine, any type of machinery that is intended to do its own job fairly autonomously is called AI. And I'm like, oh no.
My wife says we have to get rid of you, AI.
Oh, what? Oh,
because you are the director, and this is all your fault.
No, I'm not taking the blame for this.
She's got a point.
I'm not taking I didn't do this. I didn't do fucking shit.
I didn't do this.
I got new shoes today.
What kind of shoes? Did you get New Balance shoes because you're a dad now?
It was between some New Balance and Brooks, and actually New Balance have become a huge thing in the shoe scene, but it's the certain type of New Balance. Anyways,
shoe scene confuses me.
Brooks is like a high-end running shoe.
Do the shoes have afros?
Do you intend to run in them?
I intend to walk in them and use them for work. Running shoes tend to be the best for work. So
I'm just saying, if I could get a pair of Brooks shoes with tiny little afros on them, I would buy those in a second.
Well, the thing is the New Balances I was looking at, they were so cushy that I could feel them squish when I was stepping. It was insane. Like that. And I was like, I don't like how it feels when I walk, but just standing around at work, they would feel fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these felt better to walk in, and they still have a ton of cushion in them. So
I don't like the way it feels to exist in these shoes.
I don't like the way my skin feels.
nitrogen
Do you not like the
injected.
way the skin
I don't
your
even know what
skin
that
feels?
means.
You don't? Why don't you take it off then?
They're nice
What's
though.
that from?
I
They're
have no
called-
fucking clue.
They're called the Glycerin 21s. ETS.
The shoe scene confuses me. The fact that there is a shoe scene confuses me.
Oh, dude, why?
Like I get.
I almost bought
it's
another
like,
pair of shoes today. There was
like, I
some
get it.
gold
It's like
Air
it's like a trading
Jordans.
card thing.
If you were about to spring for Jordans, you're fucking insane.
I almost did it. Dude, they were sick. These were like Air Force Ones. They weren't like the Jordans, like basketball shoes.
It's just one of those things that I'm with AI. The fucking sneakerhead culture confuses the absolute shit out of me.
Fashion. It's just fashion.
Like, I get that it's fashion, but I understand buying a really nice pair of shoes if you're going to be buying something made out of like leather, something that is going to last you a while. The fact that people are paying like $800 for like a tiny strip of nylon that they cannot walk on the street or cannot even look at a puddle when they're wearing it, that's where I fucking feel like people have lost the plot a little bit.
Well, okay. The thing is I was gonna buy these Air Jordans because they were black and gold. I liked how they looked. I'm gonna wear them. That's all I'm not gonna like hold on to them. What guys do is they buy the shoes because they're limited. They hold on to them. They sit in a room. You never want them to crease. You don't want anything to happen to them.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then there's the people that
they
do
hold
wear them
value.
and they basically put fucking sandwich bags over them while they go outside.
Yeah, that's rare. There's guys that do that, but that's people like try not to scuff the shoes and they try to keep them nice because they want to go out and wear something and show off their shoes because other people know what they are. You know, it's like, oh shit, that's rare and whatever. Because that's just like their thing. They're just like showing off a car, expensive car, or something like that. It's the same thing. You know what I mean?
But it's fucking foot condoms. No, those are socks.
That's more of like they're going to something and they're going to show these off and then they're going to go back. And then that's it. And then they get put back in a box. That's why they're doing that. They're probably going to some shoe convention and then taking them off there because everybody knows not to scuff them.
Oh, he got the Velcros. Here's the thing. Like, I don't necessarily disagree with paying a lot for shoes. I usually buy boots and I'll spring 100
You should
200 bucks on or
Shoes?
150 bucks on boots, but I know
Shoes
boots
is something
will
you
last
should
me
never
forever.
skimp on.
Well,
That's like-
yeah, exactly.
It's like the first thing a human wants is shoes. Like if someone's homeless, like the best thing you could do is buy them shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like if they don't have them, shoes just they help you so much.
But like, I don't know.
You're in them all the time.
I can't really justify spending a lot of money on shoes for work because I'm constantly walking and I go through shoes so fast.
Because
It's
you're buying
ridiculous.
I was gonna,
bad shoes. Then.
you should have you sprung for like some work boots or something, like some Wolverines or something like that.
Yes.
Oh, do you still fucking chew through those?
Yes. I am
Oh.
constantly moving. I do not stop from the moment I clock in to the moment I
I
clock
was
out.
gonna say, are you
do
sure you
not
got
stop
your
walking.
Are you sure you got your shoes sized right?
Yeah, the entire tread
You-
wears out.
Have you tried like Red Wing?
Well, it's like the tread wears out. The interior and the exterior is fine as the tread wears to flatten them through.
Yeah, but like if you get something like a Red Wing shoe, you can just bring it back to Red Wing and they'll replace
I was gonna
it.
say, yeah, you can get those repaired.
I don't know if I'll ever have to buy boots again. I got so many
I
now.
like a good pair of
They
boots.
would also have to be black, which I'm sure I could get.
Red Wing will do anything for you. They're like still like a true shoe place.
I don't know if it's still there, but I think there was an actual cobbler in the mall here in Fargo at one point.
Really?
There's one downtown. There's like a little mini mall downtown. You know what I'm talking about? Where there's like a restaurant downstairs and there's like it's the bazaar.
Like a boiler?
Oh,
Bazaar.
yeah.
There used to be a shoe guy in there. Because I had him do something for me
at one
once.
point or something.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted to try, but I doubt I'll ever get to experience.
Meth.
Like, if I tracked it down, I'm sure.
Actually, for real, I would love to
um,
try it, but I don't want to deal with the after.
Right. No, I'd like to
it's
try
really
like
good.
actually like custom fit clogs. I think
Yeah, I'm
that'd be
curious.
cool. I hear they're like the most comfortable shoe you'll ever wear.
That seems like propaganda
Clogs.
from
No.
fucking big Sweden.
Big clogs.
Big Sweden.
Well, because it's like
Big ol' Sweden.
they specifically customize it to your foot.
If
apparently.
anything, Sweden's
That's why
known
it's so
for
comfortable.
it's his bigness.
Yes, mega Sweden.
I remember Sweden for their windmill Gundam.
Oh, that fucking
No, it's
Gundam
Holland.
show was the most ridiculous shit in the world. I loved that show.
Which one was that?
That was G Gundam.
I really want to watch Build Fighters. I hear it's crap.
They made a Gundam show.
No. So there was this Gundam show back in the day where it was less about like war and stuff. They're like,
Oh,
our shows make everybody real sad. Can we maybe fucking cool it for 5 minutes?
Let's do a fun tournament arc and have it be the entire show.
Yeah, so then they did one that was just like, all right, well, now our Gundams are all about just, it's like a weird, fun sport, but also has some weird political stuff in there as well. Because now
We
people
gotta sneak it
play,
in there.
yeah, people fight Gundams. Basically, they have a big battle royale to see who runs the world government. It's a fucking weird show. You just got to trust me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
they had like a chibi, one at one point.
Yeah, but yeah, since all of the countries had all of the
ST Gundam, I
different
think it was.
countries had their own Gundams that they would fight to try and win like the top UN seat or whatever.
They're attempting
and-
Here's some people think about it. They get
Yeah,
very
a lot
angry.
of them were like just
I mean,
the
they're
most
broke.
ridiculous country specific stereotypes. Sweden was a
Godspeed.
windmill Gundam.
Godspeed, Tequila Gundam.
All the words
Tequila
they put on
Gundam
here.
just had a giant sombrero.
Well, Gundam.
I do believe Canada's Gundam was a lumberjack. America's Gundam was a boxer with a gun, I
all
think.
these like
A boxer with a gun.
trademarked words.
Yeah, I think he had like a sidearm that he would also use.
cream softness.
Also kind of like Sherman.
Kinda, yeah.
He punches and shoots.
I'm trying to remember some of the other ridiculous ones. Oh yeah, Spain's was just a bullhead for a torso. Yeah, anime gets real
Fighter
fucking
G
weird
Gundam.
sometimes. I love it.
Let's see.
When you said bullhead, Shane, the first thing that popped in my head was a fish.
Oh, okay, yeah, like the fish. Okay, I was.
I spent
for
a
a
lot of
second
time
there,
at
I
the
was like,
lake. So
Wait, what the fuck are you talking
the
about?
bullhead, the fish, like the carp. The fish you catch, you think it's a really good one, and then you pull it up, and it's like just utter disappointment. That's not what you wanted.
He doesn't like cheesecake.
Who doesn't like cheesecake? I will come
son,
over there
apparently.
and fight your son.
So when we were at Popeyes, I was like, okay, what do you want, Desmond? Do you want chicken? Do you want macaroni and cheese? What do you want? And there's like a picture of a cheesecake sitting on the thing. And he's like, I want that. I want strawberry that.
Strawberry
And
that.
I was like, you can't have cheesecake. We're here for food. And so we went through that. He got his mac and cheese that he didn't really eat. He got the fries. He ate all the fries. But the girl came out and she's like, I paid for his cheesecake. And I was like, we thanked her. was very nice of her for him to give him a cheesecake he never ate.
I mean,
Germany's
cheesecake's
Gundam.
delicious. I would also want the cheesecake.
Yeah,
And
that's
Neo's
My son
always
is
my
so
choice.
like you'll buy something for him, and if it doesn't look right, like
In Neo Germany's Gundam is piloted by a masked ninja named Schwarzbruder.
Well, that's because it's what's his name's brother.
Blashowitz, BJ Blash.
BJ Blazkowicz.
I
I know that name. What is that name from?
That's,
Inglourious Bastards,
Oh, I thought that was from
or that's Wolfenstein.
That is
Maybe
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
I just remembered that. Yeah.
what the hell's going on with Walter Gundam? It's a
What's the
ball
guy's
with
name?
arms.
Wolfenstein, or in
BJ Blazkowicz.
Hugo Stiglitz. I always get him mixed up.
Hugo Stiglitz.
But the guy who plays Hugo Stiglitz looks like BJ Blazkowicz. So
Hugo Stiglitz.
yeah, Hugo Stiglitz.
Apparently
What the
there was a bunch of card-based Gundams in G Gundam. Jack and Diamond, Queen the Spade, Club Ace, and Black Joker.
Oh yeah, that
Great.
was the Royal Flush gang.
Yeah, I remember
group
that one.
were like the
I
main
saw a couple
characters.
episodes. Yeah.
Mandala Gundam, which is just a big bell.
The Jack of Hearts, I think, was one.
Play BJ Blazkowicz.
No, the main character was the
Or King of Hearts. King of Hearts, that's what it was. Hey,
Sora?
Black Joker, I think, was Germany. Was that his brother?
We're just hanging out at this point.
yeah.
Kinda. All right. Well, here's the thing that I was going to start when everybody got here, but we might as well do something D&D related.
Mermaid Gundam.
Since we're getting close to the end, and it probably won't have time to come up at this point. Does anybody have any like character history or character facts that we might not be able to get to that about their characters? Like just anything that you've kind of thought about, like your character's backstory, where you're like, yeah, that's probably a thing.
Yeah, Knox kissed a girl and he liked it.
Yes, we know that.
And then he kissed twins and did other things.
That was old Knox. This is new Knox.
Sheila.
Yeah. I think I sent you a write-up, Shane. I don't know if you saw it.
I did. I got through part of it, but for whatever reason, it wasn't working very well on my phone.
Oh, sure.
So I planned on reading that tonight.
I haven't known Aewen enough to give her enough fleshed out backstory.
Okay, well, what kind of
I
stuff
did.
do you think her and
Let's play 20 questions with our characters.
okay.
Interesting idea.
What
Our character's just sitting in this plane 20 questions while waiting for
Yeah, we're waiting for Sem to get back.
Sam to get back if she comes back. We don't know that for
right.
sure.
Perfect. What are we doing while we wait for Sem to get back? Because right now, just nothing is happening for us.
yeah.
Is like
So, yeah,
I don't
there's,
know
like-
what you can say though. This Shane, like our characters be here like a while, or because you probably know what's going on here, but I don't know what if you
kinda
want
know
to
what's
say.
going
But
on here.
Yeah, they're just
you
kind of
telling
like
me the
standing
omniscient
around going
Black
like, hey, it's fucked up that she just left like that, huh?
Yeah, and the freezing cold too.
Oh, you guys said that you went and put on your cold weather gear.
You think that's gonna stop her from shivering? She hates.
That's
the cold.
true. Okay. Oh, here's
Well,
a
I know
fun
where
one
Sam's going.
for characters. What is their
only-
greatest achievement?
Greatest achievement
Yes.
Dodging marriage.
wins.
Or here's a fun one. If we search their name on Google, what would we find?
Fantasy
If
Google.
there was a
probably
fantasy
a
Google.
wanted poster.
I was gonna say like a rap sheet or something.
Yeah.
the back of a milk carton.
That's actually probably true. Yeah.
I think for Knox, he wouldn't. I think he would try to stay offline as much as possible.
Oh, is Knox? Would Knox be one of those people who's like weirdly paranoid about their name being online and does everything they can to like erase their digital footprint?
100%.
See, Jeff, however, master influencer.
Jeff everywhere. Yeah, idiot too.
No, yeah, I think that is absolutely true. Yeah, he's got a fucking all of his digital handles point back to Jeff.
Jeff's a great guy.
Like if you click on an image of him, the only images you can find of him are like 6 pixels. You know, or like
it's that blurry Sasquatch photo,
or it's just the tiniest of photo and it's blurry, and you're like, oh, come on.
It's like,
then you click it and then you zoom in and you're like, yeah, that ain't better. That ain't better.
This is just a fucking NES sprite.
Right. You're just like, okay.
This is 4 pixels
okay.
and they're all black.
Here's another one. When was the first time they fell in love?
Fell in love. I don't know if Bernie's ever.
So these are different
fallen in love.
writing questions that you can ask about about your characters.
Yeah.
Aewen fell in love the first time she was shown Needle up on its stand at her father's like armory. She fell in love with the concept of adventuring.
And since then she's like, yo, is dude's adventure? Then I don't give a shit.
All right. I mean, we've already seen her not want to do phone sex with me and my DM.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Does Aewen not like she loves adventure stories, right? Does she not like adventure stories tend to have the romance part? Does she just imagine herself being the one saving the damsel in distress sort of a thing? Like, does she think she's going to swoop in and scoop up El-Anon in her arms and like swing off on a vine at some point?
She tends to skip the romance bits because they're boring.
Oh, so Aewen is the kid from what the fuck is that movie? As You Wish, or oh my god, that's like the most famous movie of all, The Princess Bride.
Never seen that movie.
You never seen The Princess Bride?
I know, I have weird gaps in my watch history.
Ooh, wow, man.
That's the 4th time.
Here's how bad that is, Thomas. I've seen it.
Well, yeah, I know, but have you seen History of the World Part 2?
No.
Part 1?
Yes.
Same.
Well, the difference is that The Princess Bride, I think, is like the most quoted, the most quotable movie of all time by a lot of people.
It's kind of insane that Thomas hasn't seen it, because it's
know,
like right up his alley.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You'd think I'd have seen it.
Have you seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
There's another one that I have weirdly missed.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
It's very strange.
I don't remember that one though. Like I don't remember anything from it.
Down?
I would say it's
on your calendar.
I have a list. Trust me.
Men in Tights probably isn't Mel Brooks' best work, but it is still really good.
It's not for Mel Brooks.
See,
Men in Tights is Mel Brooks.
I know, but because of Carrie Elwes.
See, I've seen Blazing Saddles.
Carrie Elwes does carry that movie.
I've seen Spaceballs. I've seen History of the World Part 1. Still waiting for a Part 2 on that. We're supposed to get History of the World Part 2 as like a TV show.
I've never seen History of the World.
And then the writer's strike happened.
Oh, these are way better. Okay. So if your character existed in our world, what would be their favorite movie?
Princess Bride.
I was going to say, I think for Bernie seems like he would be like a big sort of like Guy Ritchie Snatch or fucking Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels type of guy.
Yeah, maybe. You might like that. Trying to think what would be a good one that he'd enjoy.
I don't know. I think Aewen would like 21 Jump Street, but would also not get that it's satire.
What about Knox? Well, what movie do you think Knox would like?
I don't know.
Knox might also be kind of a Guy Ritchie fan, I think.
Maybe like Smoking Aces or something stupid.
Smoking Aces is That's kind of. Here's the thing. I fucking adore Smoking Aces. Nobody I know likes that movie.
What about? I love that movie.
You're like one of the only other people I know that enjoyed them. I actually have the movie poster from that movie from when I worked in the theaters.
I really liked the cast.
The cast was amazing.
Oh,
Like,
what
it was
Taken?
And I got that you have to watch it like Taken sucks.
You don't like
I was
that?
gonna, what? Do you think
like,
Bernie would be a big Taken guy?
I was thinking Knox though, because he like just goes in like one man takes down a bunch of people.
Oh,
you know,
well,
it's like it's all the sneak attacks you could ever ask for. You know, like.
I was
or maybe
thinking
The
there was.
Foreigner. The Foreigner's another good movie.
What was that stupid movie? Just called.
Does anyone here ever watch The Foreigner?
Granted, keep in mind my pool of movies I'm trying to pull from. It's not very big.
I need to watch. That's like that weird, it's almost like a Korean revenge film, isn't it?
It's very.
What about
very
Ninja
good.
Assassin?
It's Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. Like I'm all about it.
I don't know what it is about Korea and their history, but nobody does a revenge story like Korea. They get fucking vicious with it.
There's that one Korean movie. At the end, they have like a knife fight, and it is the best fight I've ever seen in a movie. I can't remember.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm interested.
I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but I can't remember who I was even speaking with. It was a teacher at the time, but I forget who it was. But he was talking about how movies get knife fights incorrect most of the time. But he was saying there was this one particular movie that got a knife fight so correct that he'd spoken with military guys who used that movie to demonstrate proper knife fighting techniques.
Huh.
Because he was saying when you get into a knife fight, it's all about getting your opponent to bleed more than you do.
So it's all about like quick like slashes and stuff, right?
Yeah, and it's and he said like in the movie they stop fighting for a little while and then try to bandage up their own wounds really quick before getting back to fighting. Because like if you can break off and bandage, you're better off because you're staunching the bleeding. He said apparently that happens a decent amount in like military knife fighting. Like when they're training, they're like, if you can break away and bandage, you'll be better off. So it was kind of interesting to know that there's a movie out there that apparently does proper knife fighting. You're never gonna get a decisive blow.
I think if Sherman had a favorite movie, he would tell everyone it was something like Fistful of Dollars or Quick and the Dead. But really, his favorite movie would be something stupid like Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
What is
Herman would say it's No Country for Old Men.
He would say something like that. Yeah, he would say that. But yeah, I would think he's a sucker for just dumb slapstick, like idiot comedies.
It's a shame Sherman doesn't love The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because that is an excellent Clint Eastwood flick.
Like, I think he still likes them. It's just they're not his actual favorites.
Hey, Shane, what is the Champ's favorite movie?
The Champ's favorite movie?
Nacho Libre.
Would it be Rocky?
I think he's probably a big fan of Rocky.
He likes the Sam Raimi
I think the
Spider-Man,
Champ's favorite movie is The Wrestler, but I think the reason it is because he took all of the wrong lessons from it.
He really likes that cage scene from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Like, have you guys seen The Wrestler?
No. Didn't never even heard of it.
Oh, The Wrestler is great. It's this. I'm trying to remember the guy who's in it.
Probably a wrestler.
No, it's not.
That's the twist.
Mickey Rourke plays the main guy. He's like this old, washed-up wrestler who has a chance to get back in, and at the end, he's like kind of going down two different paths. One is like he's trying to get back, trying to enjoy, like, connect with his kid again, and like do stuff with his family, and then he gets another chance to become a wrestler, and the doctors basically tell him, like, if you go back in the ring, you're gonna fucking kill yourself. And then we end on him like going back to his first match. And I think like the champ's takeaway from that is just he's willing to give it all in the ring. What an inspiring message.
God, I was like, oh, Mickey Rourke was that whip guy in Iron Man 2, and I looked down and I was like, Mickey Rourke was in Sin City?
Yeah, he was Marv in Sin City. That was that was probably his best role of all time.
God, Sin City was such a cool movie.
I think Bernie would like Bernie might like something that's just stupid as well. I think like Big Lebowski or
Bernie. I could see Bernie being a big Lebowski guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's
Gopi?
Gopi's favorite food? Yeah. Would Gopi be into Jumanji?
Planet of the Apes.
He might enjoy it. Probably not that one so much. I don't know. I love Jackie Chan flicks. I think he'd get a kick out of that. He enjoys a good joke too, and so I think he'd enjoy the action of it.
The answer is The Breakfast Club.
Gopi's favorite.
Wait, did you say Knox's favorite is The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
That is actually that I think that's a really good one for Knox. Actually,
I don't know.
I've never seen. Here's the thing: I've never actually seen The Breakfast Club, but I feel like I've seen the entire movie just through cultural osmosis.
Right,
It's a good movie.
That's good.
I don't know about movie, but I think Sem's favorite book would have to be Fahrenheit 451.
Or he'd say
They did make a movie out of it.
Knox would be a Tarantino guy.
I wonder what Pliskin's
I can see that
movie would be.
Ooh, I could see Knox being really big into Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's
Pulp
what I was gonna say
Fiction is
too. Pulp Fiction. That's got to be.
I'm not even a big fan. I don't really like Pulp Fiction.
Do you think Knox would be a bigger Pulp Fiction guy or a bigger Reservoir Dogs guy?
You don't like
Probably Pulp Fiction. I think Pulp Fiction is fine. I think it's not one of his strongest movies.
Oh, it's such a good movie though.
I would agree. I think he got better at writing as he went on.
Reservoir Dogs is it's so good though.
Django is an excellent one for me. I really enjoyed that. Well,
I love
it was
Django.
funny because I was watching Django and I was like, this does not seem like one of his movies. And then the shootout at the end of it happens. I'm like, there it is.
Say goodbye, Miss Mary.
What about El-Anon? Trying to think.
I think El-Anon would probably be big
Something
into
thought-provoking. I think. Like
I was gonna say, I think El-Anon would probably be big into sci-fi. He kind of strikes me as kind of a bit of a nerd.
Yeah, you might get into that.
He would say Primer.
Big Star Wars.
Like the Fifth Element or something.
Fuck you.
I understood
I'm thinking,
Primer.
So I'm thinking like high sci-fi, like the really, yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, like 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah,
or
I haven't seen that.
Or like Sawyer said, Primer. I could see.
It's funny that you say that Sherman pretends to like westerns, but would probably love some slapstick stuff. Crass, on the other hand, would absolutely just go in for that classic western feel. Anything classic western, he's in for it.
I could see Crass being all about that.
God, I miss Crass Cordwood. He was such a little fucker.
Imitation Game. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I might like that one.
So what about this one?
El-Anon would
for
be
your characters.
to Lord of the Rings.
What is their favorite food?
Favorite food? Big Egg.
I've chosen.
Oh man, we all love Big Egg.
Peanut butter. El-Anon's is peanut butter, but he's allergic and he's so sad about it.
No. Oh no, poor guy.
For Sherman, he grew up on the smoke side of Alkenstar, so he didn't have a whole lot of money growing up.
Mm-hmm.
He still enjoys. Do you guys know what a hobo pie is?
It sounds familiar, but I don't recall.
Hobo pie. Is that like fry bread thing?
It's a pie made by Shane.
No, so hobo pies are, you would get like this. There's like, you ever seen like those little sandwich cookers where it's just like two little things and you hook them together and you kind of squeeze them together like that? So you would use that. You would just like put 2 pieces of bread in between there, and then you can just throw like jam or like if you actually have pie filling in between there. And then it just kind of cooks it into what is essentially sort of a little pie type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things, it's like obviously
It's a warmed,
super cheap type of a deal,
uncrustable.
but like obviously he can afford better food now, but it's one of those things that's just like so nostalgic for him that like that it's like I don't know, it's like whatever you remember eating at Christmas is one of those things.
Is Sherman wistful for struggle dogs? The hot dog with just a piece of regular sandwich bread instead of a hot dog bun.
Oh, I used to eat those all the time when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
struggle dogs are awesome.
Struggle dogs is awesome. You get that real bready bite in the middle.
Yeah.
What about Aewen? What do you think Aewen's favorite food is?
I mean, she's obviously staunchly vegan, and that kind of
bet she's got
throws
a
me
sweet
off
tooth.
because I am not. Which makes me just want to throw the hat in and just say fruit salad, but that sounds boring.
So is she vegan, or do you think is she like
Vegetarian.
vegetarian? Is she like mostly vegan, but as long as it's ethically sourced, she'll do animal products?
If it's animal product, she doesn't want it.
Okay, because I was gonna say there's like a lot of animal products that are probably maybe not better that we take them, but are, well, for some of them there are, like milking cows doesn't hurt them like at all. And can actually help them if they don't have their calves around them, because otherwise their udders explode.
My jacket's
Trust
real
me,
fur.
I'm not touting veganism. That's just a character choice I made for her.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, also beekeeping is fantastic.
I don't know. Is honey? Are vegans against honey?
I don't think
My
vegans
buddy's-
will eat honey.
God, they
My
live.
buddy's
a sad
ex
life.
was vegan.
Who was vegan?
One of
Buddy's
my
ex.
friends, my buddy's ex, he was vegan, and whenever she'd come over, it was always like, I always had a challenge. I tried. She always was like, because I was like, I would find, like, we'd look up recipes and I'm like, we could do this, we could do that. Like, I'll just bring my own food. I'm like, okay.
She got you know what Awen's favorite food is? While she was tooling around in the woods, she got very good at making cast iron brownies. She had this little cast iron thing, and she would make vegan brownies. She was very proud of them. I've actually made vegan brownies before because my aunt is vegan. They're surprisingly tasty, very fudgy. If you don't like fudgy brownies, you won't like them, but surprisingly good.
I'm not I don't really like super chocolatey taste.
Well, it's like as opposed to like a cakey style brownie.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like consistency wise.
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't bother me.
Okay. Does Knox have a favorite food?
Like I said, big egg. I think it's just meat,
Oh yeah,
man.
big egg.
He's half orc, you know.
Like he'll eat anything that's made out of food.
Probably
Yeah, so let's
anything
say
from
KFC.
Deke's Bistro or that's
Oh,
probably
yeah,
one of his best favorite
Zeke's
things.
Extreme Bistro?
Zeke, yeah, Zeke's.
Yeah, that was the best food he's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of like monster hibachi. Essentially. What about Bernie? Does he
I think he'd like a steak or something.
Okay.
Classic meat and potatoes guy.
I was gonna say Bernie growing up in
Ballenwald, yeah.
Ballenwald strikes me as he might be the kind of guy who knows where you can find like the best street food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Like
would
he's
see
like,
that.
oh no, listen, if you want to get a dog, you got to go to like this neighborhood way over. It's like way tucked back there, but they got some carts back there. I don't know like what it is they feed the pigs to make these dogs, but you will like your soul will have an aneurysm by how good these things are.
Aewen's just like, they're turning pigs into dogs? How?
That's like me. I'll go to any restaurant, man. I gotta find the worst. Sometimes the shittiest place has the best food.
I was gonna say, would you guys ever try
Put it past.
some of the weirder things like Rocky Mountain oysters? Would you guys try those?
I'd
Try
those.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
absolutely.
try any food product
In a
once.
heartbeat, I would try Rocky Mountain oysters.
I'd try human ones. I'm curious. I would try human.
So that's actually another one that I've asked before of people. Like, if you were at a restaurant and you didn't know what the menu was and you just kind of pointed at something and they brought it out to you and they're like, yeah, this is human meat. So you had like you can't uncook that meat. You can't like unring that bell. Would you try it?
I would.
Nah,
No?
I'd try some long.
I'm good. No interest.
But like I said, like you had no like you
no
had
ethical
basically
dilemma
like
to
no
this
part in any of this. It just kind of showed up in front of you.
Yeah,
The
but
guy's not going to get.
I
any
am still
less
a part
dead
of
at
it
that
when
point.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'd try it. I'm curious what human tastes like.
I'm sure it tastes porkish.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Delicious long pork.
Because they say
I think these two questions can go together.
I'm really intrigued by a taco stand in Ballenwald called Ballenwald's Birrias.
Who?
Knox. Knox.
Like birria tacos.
Oh.
Ballenwald Birrias.
Knox would gnaw on a guy's arm.
Like you said, half-orc, anything made of food.
Yeah, anything.
I do remember him saying to a dwarf at one point, "I'm gonna eat you."
That was just in a fit of racism.
I want to see a restaurant in Ballenwald that is a kosher deli called Warlocks and Bagels.
Ha!
Warlock, stock, and bagel.
That sounds good.
Such a fucking stupid joke.
they cook the bagels with Eldritch Blast.
That's right. So yeah, these two
can really
questions
taste
could
the
probably
Eldritch.
go together. What do they like to do for fun, and do they have any hobbies?
Stealing? Or both?
I would say
Stealing or
that's more of a
drinking.
job for him. Like, is there anything that he likes to do, like when he comes home to wind down, sort of a thing?
Me and El-Anon used to play games all the time. We used to
That's
compete.
true. Yeah, you guys were kind of like into doing sports and stuff together.
Well, it was like whenever somebody ran off and it was just me and El-Anon, like
Just killing time.
we were always butting heads at each other. So the best things we could do was just compete. So, because I was always like, oh, let's go do this thing, and he's like, why don't we go do the logical thing?
That's true. Aewen
Yeah.
seems like she's an avid reader.
Well, no, Aewen reads when she can't get out to a tavern to hear stories. She'd rather hear word of mouth. Like
Okay.
words on a page lack the soul. Yeah, she loves people watching and listening to stories at taverns, and she also loves setting up like.
Does she like chronicle the
obstacle
stories that
courses.
she hears?
God no.
That's why she hates Knox, because he's a bad narrator.
Yeah.
He's a false narrator.
Unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
What about Bernie? Does he have any sort of?
Well, he spent a lot of time, like, I think once he became like a paladin and such, like he was just him and Alabaster. Alabaster doesn't always want to like hang out and do things, so I think he picked up a flute, I think, just randomly one time, just trying to figure out learn how to play it. I imagine it kind of looks something kind of like this.
Yep.
Just like a piece of bamboo
Like
or
a
whatever.
pan flute type of deal?
Read
Maybe. A reed flute, yeah.
Or no, pan flutes are the ones that are.
Several
you
of them
blow
put together, yeah.
object.
Yeah.
So they'll do that around the campfire a little bit. You kind of got into it.
He goes toot toot magic flute.
Yeah, he likes doing that.
Can anyone else play instruments?
He likes to.
played-
I'm sure you like to gamble. that was kind of before. You like to go to the bar.
Oh, you like to gamble, eh?
Yeah, I hasn't done that much for a while, but yeah, I think he really likes doing that kind of thing.
Like?
I don't know. It's pretty good. I usually max it up.
Perception is always, if you're gonna min-max, you always gotta maximize perception.
That's always a priority.
Most important.
13
skill.
plus 13. I have 10 ranks in it.
The most important skill to maximize is AC.
Okay,
Well,
plus
that's not a
13, you
skill,
said?
though.
Plus 13, so I have to roll a...
Not if you play it like that.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Interesting. We should do some gambling sometime.
Plays a round of pool. Man, you beat me. How about we make this next round interesting? Absolutely hustles him.
I don't know if Bernie take you up on it. It's like he knows the Thieves Guild folks quite well. Very well. He knows like what they're good at. So like he knows it's not a game he's gonna win. Yeah. He's been involved with Thieves Guild a long time, many years. So
he would know not to mess around.
Exactly. Yeah. He's familiar with their kind. Yeah.
It just makes me think Aewen never really developed much of a filter. And so she keeps calling like Bernie and Knox criminals and thieves. And I think Bernie's starting to get annoyed by it, but she doesn't understand.
Bernie's kind of sensitive about that, honestly.
She's like that.
That's why he's like, that's why he's like, I know at one point he just like walked away from her when they were paired together. He just, when she did that, just walked away. He's like, fuck off.
What did I do?
I think that was in the snow village that we're in right now, actually, from when we originally here. And then another time, too, he was like laughing at her because, like, yeah, who's the criminal now, huh? When the whole town's chasing after you.
Yeah. Aewen doesn't really get it because, like, she's used to just calling it like it is. She's like, well, he was. I don't understand. Yeah, the whole town was chasing her. Bernie was just laughing his ass off. That was a great scene. That was a lot of fun.
That was a good one, yeah.
Aewen shows up at the door.
Yeah, I mentioned Bernie when I said, the worst kind of criminals is the creepy kind, you know. He's kind of like looking at Aewen.
Aewen just agreeing with him. What's Sherman do for fun?
Sherman, I think Sherman growing up didn't have a lot of hobbies. He was just one of those people that like hung out with his friends and sort of like Sherman would have been one of those people that hangs out in the parking lot. You know, the parking lot in town.
Walmart.
Yeah, well, now see, where I grew up,
the
it was
80s
like
van.
there was this downtown parking lot that had like free parking. So people would just like show up there in the evenings and they would just hang out there.
But here's Cookout.
But yeah, he totally would have been one of those people growing up. But I think as he's grown up and like moved away from Alkenstar and some of those people, I think like he learned how to do like tinkering and stuff, mostly just to make guns when he was there. But I think it's one of those things that he's probably tried to branch out a bit. Like he tinkers with things here and there. I know one of the things that he really likes is he loves getting up in the morning. One of his favorite times of day is when he gets up in the morning and has to do his preparations for the day. He loves cleaning his gun, that sort of a thing.
Likes waking up in the morning? What a freak.
Well, no, it's just he likes getting up in the morning and having like that like really restful time when because usually he's got like something hanging out of his mouth. He's got like a cup of coffee sitting there. He's cleaning his gun and going over his spell book for the day. And it's one of those times where it's like shit's kind of peaceful before, he's going to have to shoot things and get eaten by monsters.
I think Soul is also there just drinking tea.
Yeah.
Quietly,
yes.
silently.
I would say that's probably also Oku. No, not Oku. Fuck. I can't believe you just said it. I can't believe I just blanked on your character.
Soul.
Yeah, Soul. That's probably Soul's favorite time to be around Sherman as well.
when he's shut up.
Yeah, when he can't talk, he's got like a sandwich or something hanging out of his mouth.
Just cleaning my sword. Will you do all your stuff? Drinking my tea.
I do imagine that Soul and Sherman would hang out in the mornings when they're doing that. Like, I
Yeah, for
imagine them
sure.
being the kind of friends they could just sit around and like not say anything to each other.
And then bicker about each other later.
Yes. Okay.
Aewen's
So
definitely the type of freaky morning person that enjoys getting up before the sunrise to watch the sunrise. Absolute animals. I've never understood those people.
Yeah, Knox has missed many meetings. So
Knox has both
showed up
sunrise
to
and sunset in one day. It's impressive.
Knox has shown up to the tail end of many meetings with a coffee in his hand.
Oh, did I miss it? Damn. I'll get it next time.
Okay. This is also another good one. What is so this is like I'm not exactly sure that I like the way that this is worded. What is the greatest extravagance that they allow themselves? But I like it as just like, what's something that they will splurge on? What's something that like they're like, no, if I'm gonna buy it, I'm willing to spend the extra money on it.
A helmet that helps him pick up women.
well, yes, that's fair. Is there anything else that like any sort of like simple thing that they will buy for themselves?
I guess it's a good meal.
you know, when I buy my belt of dexterity, I make sure.
Make sure it's +2.
I
A
would
good
say-
weapon, I guess. You know, Burry's very proud of that sword. He has
I think
his falchion.
everyone would be. I think that's very important in an adventurer's world.
Yeah,
Right? You'd
their weapon.
all like,
You live and die by that
Yeah.
thing, you know?
right?
Yeah.
I think the
Not
one
that-
that Sherman probably splurges on for a couple of different reasons is I think Sherman smokes like fancy, like kind of high-end cigarillos. He doesn't like cigars, they take too long to smoke.
hmm
The other reason is
He's too impatient for cigars.
and he's like, no, he does like the taste. Like the cigarillos that he buys like are really good. The other reason he doesn't is because he never actually learned how to roll cigarettes. Like as much dexterity as he has, he could never get down rolling cigarettes.
Oh, damn. He needs to hang out with Crass. Crass would teach him.
I only have a craft check for cigarettes.
Do you have
I'm
a
not-
portal open
Oh.
between our two worlds?
That's right.
It's happened before. That's how Have got there.
I have a
Kinda.
+6 cigarette.
Who are you? I'm you, but shorter. God, it's been too long since I've done a country accent.
What's something that Knox will splurge on?
El-Anon is his books, of course. He's got
Yes, that makes sense.
yeah.
So is it just like, does he mostly splurge on like learning books, or will he be like, ooh, first edition like hardbound cover of this
There-
Stephen King book?
There is a local author in Ball and Wall that he is quite the fan of.
Okay.
Yep.
There's some authors that will get me with that kind of thing. Fucking leather-bound first edition signed copy. I'll be like, motherfucker, I wish I had $400 right now.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what Knox would splurge on. The thing is
Most of the time, you just steal it.
most of the time I just steal it. My concept of money is a little skewed because of that.
I would think, is there anything that like Knox respects enough that he's like, no, I'm not going to
My
steal this.
jewelry, I paid
Yeah.
for that. 20,000 fucking gold.
You paid for the enchantment. It's not the jewelry you care about.
Is there anything that Knox is like, yo, listen, no, if you're like, you could steal wine from somebody, but if you're going to buy it from like a wine, you don't steal from the winemaker. Like,
I was gonna say what I was thinking. You guys were talking. I was peeing. So I was thinking.
What was that booze place in the Underdark that people liked?
I think if Knox was gonna spend money on booze, it better be immaculate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Knox does seem like the guy that
I do not spend money on booze, and if I'm spending money on booze, there's some respect happening there.
Yeah.
So, like,
There was
I
that
kinda want a beer
distillery in
now.
the Underdark. That was a good bit of fun that all the characters seemed to enjoy.
I don't actually remember the distillery part.
Something about bones.
Something about bones that doesn't help me. Were they distilling?
Well, no, like the name of the place was something about bones.
Oh boy, that is going to be a hard one for me to remember. Is the actual name of it?
Well.
If I can find the map, I can probably find the notes that I wrote to go along with it. But
Well. I think I'm not even certain.
That was back on
release the
Roll20.
notes on the Patreon.
Yeah.
What about Aewen? Is there anything that she likes to? Is there anything she likes to splurge on?
When Aewen was younger, not that she would admit this to anyone in the party, but she did
wig.
enjoy she did enjoy like sparkly little jewelry trinkets sort of thing. But she has since learned that the thing that she would spend her money on, like the thing that she would be like, there's no cutting corners on this, cold weather gear. she will never skip.
She has learned that lesson
on a nice
well.
warm coat.
He's like, yeah, I'm buying a snowboarding jacket next time. Burton, I'm spending $650 on this thing.
Yeah. And it's going to be warm and it's going to be nice and I'm going to enjoy myself because it's pretty, but I hate it and it's cold.
And I'm going to wear my North Face jacket underneath it.
Oh my God, Aewen would have a North Face jacket.
She would wrap a North Face jacket. Are you kidding me? In a heartbeat.
I'm just saying, Aewen's kind of a little rich girl. She would absolutely have a North Face or like a really nice spider jacket.
That's Midwest.
Oh no, I'm
like
absolutely agreeing with you on that. I'm 100%.
Dude, like Minnesota, it's like when you're in Minneapolis, every single girl you see is wearing a North Face jacket. Every single one.
Especially if you go out to
North Face used to actually be a very good coat, but now it got popular and then it's got crap.
Oh, Sawyer, you grew up in Minnesota. Did you refer to people from Edina as cake eaters?
No.
No, maybe that's just a Twin Cities thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
think that also might be a hockey thing.
Yeah, it wasn't. Our school didn't have hockey, so I never got in.
Like they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
I somehow was in the one Minnesota school without hockey.
Well, I mean, your school had like 16 people in it, right?
I went to 2 schools, neither had hockey.
There was 60 kids to a grade.
I had 40 in mine.
That after school special high school experience.
Well, not even 40 is less.
We made Justin want a beer.
That you did. I was wanting something. I just couldn't decide what.
I played Justin's team in sports sometimes.
Because they're talking about coffee, and I wanted coffee. I was like, oh, it's too late for coffee.
I ran against Dawson Boyd.
Wow.
Okay, here's a fun one. What is your character's most treasured possession?
Needle.
I knew that was going to be
El-Anon's journal. It was a gift from his lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
The journal that he writes
in it all the time
and stuff in. Yep.
My left.
I would say.
No, I'm kidding. It's Sheila the Blade.
Oh, for Sherman, that's easy. His coat. His coat is his most
nice.
Treasured possession.
Nox's treasured possession is lefty and righty, grabby and steely.
Yeah, without these hands.
I just came up with a fun one.
What's that?
Bernie also has a journal. That's his most favorite.
Nice.
Okay.
It's different. Yeah.
Steel journal.
What's the deal with his journal?
It's actually part of the scene.
Okay, I'll have to go read through that. Oh, is it his dad's journal?
No.
Okay.
What Monopoly piece would your character want to play as the most?
The cannon.
The dog. The dog. Bernie loves dogs.
Which I don't know.
The car.
I love Monopoly.
Oh,
knocks off the
Aewen has
car.
a thing for cars now.
Aewen
Knox
too.
would have his
That
own
was
piece,
awesome.
you know.
Knox just puts down something he had in his pocket for his Monopoly piece.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's
Just
just
show
a
off
diamond,
with
just
a
small diamond.
platinum piece. Yeah, like a diamond. Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's a piece
Sherman
of
would be the cannon. Failing that, probably the top hat.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I forgot the cannon's a thing.
Let me see.
I think Sam would fight Bernie for the dog.
I want Monopoly, but I can never play it. What
Yeah,
what
because it's
age
a
Cairo
friendship
can?
ender.
I always liked the thimble,
Yeah.
but
The thimble. Okay.
Thimble's a great
Yeah, 'cause
piece. Feels good in the hand.
feels good in the hand, and you can put it on your finger.
It's true.
Otherwise, I took race.
Um, Also, what's Knox's most treasured possession? Oh, wait, that's fucking easy. What Knox's most
Sheila.
treasured possession is? Yeah, it's Sheila.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's my left earring. It has a little. No, it's Sheila.
Does your character have a favorite color?
Cerulean blue, the color of the sky.
El-Anon, I think, wears a lot
thief.
of like green and purple.
Yeah.
Probably one of those.
I'm a thief, black and gold.
Hell, Aewen's named after the sky. She would.
Oh,
connect-
yeah, that makes
connect
sense.
with a color, because her name means of the birds in the sky.
For Sherman, I'm gonna say he's probably partial to green.
Green? I could see that.
Yep, he's got it's black, but he's got the clover pin that he usually casts light on, or that he used to before when that was how the spell worked.
So
But
let
yeah.
me get this right. We've got fire, earth, water, and green.
Air doesn't have a color.
It's a
Air is
fucking
white.
Lego Ninjago reference.
Oh.
Specifically a shitpost about it.
All right. Oh, okay. Here's ones that are. Does your character have a spirit animal?
Beer and animal.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Sem's not here, because she would just be like, "No, it's just all animals."
I am the spirit
Because I could
animal.
be animals. I am the spirit animal.
Seb's spirit animal is fire.
I'd say something loud and intimidating. It's good at scaring people.
Like an elephant.
Maybe like a bear. I don't know.
I was kind of bear, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Bernie gives big honey badger energy.
Wolverine.
Tiger.
Or
Did you say
tiger,
honey
yeah.
badgers aren't intimidating, Shane?
no.
They're strong and
Bro,
stealth.
they intimidate off lions from prey they caught. Hell do you mean they aren't intimidating? They got so much intimidation. They got many inches of intimidation, much like Knox.
I don't know what a honey badger looks like. Oh, like that. Okay.
Damn.
Aww.
Or you could go with just American badger. That looks intimidating. I don't want that anywhere near me. As opposed to European badger, which seems like it would have a sit down with a nice little cup of tea with you.
Jaguar, because Knox would totally drive a Jaguar.
How does a honey badger scare a lion? I don't get it.
It's all posturing. So, I mean, most of the animal kingdom is like, if you act like you want to get into a fight, most things don't want to actually get into a fight. Because a fight could lead to injury, which could lead to you not being able to hunt, which would lead to death. So if you can posture better than the other creature, you scare it off. And honey badgers,
I suppose that's why you do that when
incredibly-
you see a bear. You know, you posture.
Yeah. And with honey badgers, like their small stature mixed with their incredible like confidence in themselves will scare off larger predators because they're like, well, I don't want to get into a fight with something that obviously looks like it's going to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to mention honey badgers can they'll dig into beehives to get at the honey, and then like their fur and skin is so thick they don't even feel the stings. And they get into fights with cobras, and they'll just let the cobra bite them because the venom just puts them to sleep in the next hour, and then they get back up and wander off.
Yeah, that does kind of fit for Bernie.
Yep.
Bernie will just drink poison and be like, "Yeah, I didn't like the way that tastes." Sherman, I would say is his spirit animal is probably like a
Red tail.
like a jackal or maybe not a fox, maybe like a small fox, like a fennec fox or something, like an opportunistic hunter. That's like clever more so than it is like intimidating. Because I see not really so much as a hyena, because hyenas are more pack hunters, whereas I would say jackals and foxes are more solitary hunters.
Yeah.
How about a
lone wolf?
How about a bearded vulture, Shane?
Why a bearded vulture?
Oh, look up bearded vultures.
Are those the ones that like make themselves red and eat nothing but bones?
Yeah, one of my favorite birds.
Yeah, those things are metal as fuck.
Right?
What about Knox? Does Knox have a spirit animal? Does Aewen have a spirit animal?
I already told you, a jaguar. Knox would totally drive a jaguar. Also, he's stealthy, and
I would say jaguar is a really good
strong.
one, because jaguars are one of the bigger animals out there, and yet are like incredibly stealthy.
That's what I'm saying. Because I was thinking, like, I was going through the big cats, and then I was like, jaguar, because he would drive a jaguar. It kind of fits both ways. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
I think Aewen would want to think of her spirit animal as like a long travel bird, like a condor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think her actual spirit animal would be the proverbial toad in the well. Because she thought she had it all figured out when she was at home, and then she had no idea what she was doing when she got out into the world.
Oh. Trying to like hop her way to freedom. Trying to
the world got so much bigger when she left her small puddle.
So she's the big fish in a small, she's the big fish in a big pond now.
A small, I mean, she's determined to make something of herself. Like that's her character reasoning. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm Aasimar. I'm obviously like born to do something good. I just have to figure out what that is. And she thought she had herself like down to rights, ready to go. Definitely like could take on an adventure alone. And then obviously she started adventuring with the party and was like, oh God.
Yeah, Aewen's had a lot of new experiences.
Yeah.
She killed a man. She killed Knox.
She did kill Knox. She was very upset about that for a long time.
She didn't actually kill Knox, but she did kill Knox.
I think El-Anon would be like, he used to have a raven familiar, and he was pretty close with that one.
Right.
Named Edgar. But I think he appreciates how intelligent, like, and cunning they can be.
Is Habhab's spirit animal Gearface?
The traditional familiar in his family has been a fox. He kind of went against the grain on that one and chose a raven instead.
Oh, I love the hugs.
Bernie seems to make a lot of decisions based off of what will piss off his parents. Or not Bernie, but yeah, El-Anon does.
Wiggles?
I don't know. He kind of like he wants to, but then his conscience kind of pushes him in that direction. I think.
There you go.
Like he wants to please them. He does.
Have you heard of the funky relationship between ravens and wolves? That's been documented.
Yeah, they are like best friends because.
Was today pretty special?
Wolves will kill prey for them, and then ravens will go like clean up afterwards.
We went to
but the ravens
can't get through
to prey.
They can't get through like their carcass. So if through most
Anything
animals'
else you wanna do?
carcasses. So unless
one
the
more
wolves
thing.
open it up for them, they'd only be able to eat their
Since
eyes.
today was extra special.
But
And wolves,
they've
they'll, like,
documented. Yeah, the wolves will follow ravens to prey. But they've documented that wolves and ravens will form friendships,
like generational
young.
friendships.
Yeah, as young. I mean, when they're pups, and young ravens will play and hang out with each other.
Okay.
And then as they grow,
That was pretty cool.
they'll start hunting together. It's really quite
Right.
fascinating.
Yeah, wolves are. It seems like wolves, like it basically had to be wolves that became the cornerstone to man's success. As far as like, it seems like something about them is just predisposed towards making mutually beneficial living arrangements with other animals.
They're designed to be pack oriented, and if you work with them, you're part of the pack.
I mean, we come from monkeys who are also pack oriented, so
Yeah.
Well, not monkeys, but apes, gorillas, I think.
That's why felines, at least on this planet, could have never really evolved to be a dominant species, because they don't tend to work together very well.
I actually watched a Tearzu video about that just the other day.
I think Sem's spirit animal is Little Boy.
Little Boy?
Nuke.
The nuke?
Nah, her spirit animal's Fat Man, which she calls Knox every now and again.
Her spirit animal is probably that bug that shoots
Bombardier beetle.
Yeah, superheated liquid out of its butt.
That's me and Sem's alias, Little Boy, Fat Man. So when they call us, we show up and they're like, neither of those describe either of you.
That's why it works so
That's
well.
the point. Here's a fun one. What does your character have? What's your character's biggest pet peeve?
When Sem blows me up.
That's not nearly as big of a deal anymore, because you can actually just like fully backflip away from it now.
Yeah, why do you think he got those feats? Because Seb kept blowing him up.
No,
That's
she's
just hard.
kind of lazy.
Every time she's
He'd
like,
rather not.
Aewen's biggest pet peeve is probably being told what to do.
We could do this.
Yeah, that kind of tracks for her.
We could
She's
do
not a fan of any sort of authority.
five.
A hair 5?
Yeah.
That's not
How
necessarily.
do I do a hair 5?
That's not necessarily true. The authority thing.
I don't have
Yeah,
any
she-
hair.
Like she
Hello?
respects Teresa, which is why she's always so nervous around Teresa. Like Teresa's kind of an
Okay,
older
it's gonna be
sister
like-
kind of authority figure, which she never really
Okay.
had.
Come here.
Bernie's pet peeve is motherfucking
That's just called a headbutt.
know-it-alls.
Why?
like Ellen, like that Wheedler El-Anon.
Yeah, like,
Good night.
just shut up.
love you.
No one fucking cares.
I was gonna say, but Bernie seemed to enjoy Habhab's company.
No,
Just because
he does not like Hab at all.
no.
No, he hates Hab.
Oh no! I didn't know it was possible for people to hate Habhab.
Bernie does not like Hab. Remember,
Habhab is so
mean,
charming.
Hab teleported him off of a fucking mountain.
Oh,
Almost
before
fell to
that,
his
he
death.
seemed to be fine.
And
with
right-
him
you know what
for
my
the
pet
most
peeve
part.
is?
And right before
When we
that,
let
blast him in the face with one magic missile after another.
my
was a bad
pet peeve
day.
is when we let Habs be the first one in. When we go to talk to like official people, and he's a being from a different dimension, and we're
And a
like, maybe
purple
we
one.
shouldn't have.
It
Maybe
has
we
a
shouldn't
minus
have
one
the.
charisma.
That's the other
Maybe
thing.
we shouldn't have the
That's the other
android
thing.
from the other dimension with a -1 charisma.
Bernie does not like I mean, I think Bernie's not like incredibly open-minded, and this is a very alien creature, you know.
Yeah,
He
that's
doesn't
true.
understand this thing, so he's just like very apprehensive. Like, what the hell is this? Is this a thing or a person? Like, I don't even know.
Bernie-
He still doesn't
Bernie
know.
is
But the
android
other
racist.
problem is as a player, I go, see where this goes.
Yeah, no, yeah, I absolutely get that.
I did
Yeah.
always enjoy
Like
how
Knox would
Habs
totally be
rambled
like, no,
into a
no, 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 no,
conversation.
don't put me in more danger.
What about Knox? Does he have any sort of like pet peeves or anything?
Right there.
The
That's
lock's
nice.
too good on booze.
Strong doors.
I think that's also Sherman's.
Yeah, Sherman's not a big fan of that. It's just they changed the way it works in 2E where you got to get a bunch of them, which makes sense because not like you can just do it in combat sort of a deal. You got to actually like sit there and spend time with it.
They min-max
I just think
doors.
out of combat. I think out of combat it should be different though.
Do you think Knox's out of combat pet peeve is being noticed? He prefers.
Yeah, that'd be a big
largely
one.
hidden.
Being like
Stop looking at me, please.
exposed. Yeah. I don't know.
I always want to be unseen.
He's
for
not touchy-feely. El-Anon's not touchy-feely person at all. So, yeah, if someone was like all
El-Anon's not
over
big
him,
on
he wouldn't
physical
like that. Yeah.
El-Anon's just autistic.
Maybe. I remember like the dancing dragon, that lady when she slapped his butt, he was like incredibly awkward afterwards.
He's never been a big fan of any of that sort of stuff that's happened, which is fun because that has happened to him a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Knox is quite the opposite in that he's really, hey.
Well, of course, Knox likes to get touchy-feely because he can figure out what's in your pockets. Then
I do think
course.
there was a
Gotta close
character
that
that
gap.
liked to. I do think Amelia liked to mess with El-Anon in that kind of way because she noticed that he was kind of a nervous dude, so she would like pick on him a little bit.
I miss Amelia. I miss her.
Amelia was fun.
I really liked her.
She was just she was fun to play. She was just like, because I mean, she was a swashbuckler before Aewen showed up. She was just like swarthy and cocky and like would sit there and call you guys out on some of the dumb shit that you would do sometimes.
I wonder where she
but
is
then
in the
would
world.
also join you for a bunch of dumb shit that you guys would do.
Yeah.
Which was
really
also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
it's really a shame she tried to circumnavigate the globe and went down and was eaten by coconut crabs.
That's right. Sherman's pet peeve, I think, is Sherman likes to do things efficiently, and I think it irks him when people are like, "Oh, we got this problem," and he's like, "Okay, well then let's fix it like this," and they're like, "No, we can't do it like that."
Kick store open.
When people refuse to like offer help to when they're complaining about things, like when people complain about things without like trying to fix them, I think that just annoys the shit out of him.
We've done nothing, and we're all out of ideas.
Yes, and I think he has come across that way talking to like some of the NPCs in town, where they're like, "There's bad things." He's like, "Well, do something about it then."
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have gun.
Well, they don't have gun, but listen, there's still things that you can do.
But no gun.
Guns are good for stabbing from a distance, but as it happens, stabbing can be done from close up.
What are we doing, Shane? How high is your craft? Let's just be arms dealers.
No, if that was the case, Lumiere would probably be the better one. He's got a higher craft than I do. He just can't make magic items.
So how did your players defeat the dungeon? Well, first they started an arms race outside of the town, and then they sent an armed army.
Yeah, they just bought a militia at that point.
I need to write down ideas somewhere for whenever I end up DMing, because the thought of an arms race just makes me think of just a bunch of arms like centipeding along the ground. So welcome one and all to the arms race. Take your bets.
I am an arms dealer.
Here's a good one. What is your character's greatest fear? What keeps them up at night?
spiders. No.
Yeah.
Well, that was
easy.
El-Anon with spiders. Yeah,
It was El-Anon, yeah.
El-Anon fucking hated spiders, and
I think Knox would have told El-Anon he eats 8 spiders a year.
No, no. I think
what about
Aewen's would
Bernie?
be dying before she realizes her purpose.
okay.
Like she,
Which is weird because she doesn't even seem to know necessarily what her purpose is now that
Well,
she's like
that's
out in the world and stuff.
that's what she's so afraid of. Is she's like, I'm finally figuring out what I was born for, but she knows her lifespan is not as long as elves. Like she has a roughly human lifespan. She's already 30.
Her perspective's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her candles burning a lot faster than everyone else she knows.
And she's like, I know I have to be here for a reason. I can't just be stuck in this town forever. And so she finally gets out and still hasn't figured it out. And she's like, if I don't figure this out before I die, I've wasted my potential in my life, and she would hate for that to happen.
Yeah.
I think Knox's would be
I don't know
dragons.
about Bernie.
Knox is most afraid of dragons. It's not an existential crisis. He just has a very real and reasonable fear of dragons.
Bernie's been losing people he cares about, and because he's lost a lot of people. And I think as a result of that, he kind of keeps people at a distance. Doesn't want to get too close. You know, so he's a bit apprehensive about, forming relationships with people. So I think that's kind of like his biggest fear. So to the point where he torpedoes some of his own relationships.
Justin, I don't need to be relating to Bernie, please.
Oh.
For Sherman, probably the one that keeps him like that he's most scared about like being realized is there was someone when he left town that told him they were going to track him down and drag him back when he left. The thing that scares him the most is them actually finding him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the snail problem.
Kind of, yes.
He just feels the sword of damn.
But now you got Bird. I'll just chop him in half.
Oh, he wishes he would like to think that's true, but but if we're talking like big existential type stuff, like what you guys are talking about, what actually keeps him up at night, I would say it would be just being like his whole thing is that he's got like a goal in mind to like help people, and his biggest fear is just like fucking disappearing and nobody knowing whatever happened to him.
Not leaving his mark.
No, it's not even that. Like his biggest fear is that like he's trying to like help people and he's got like a goal in mind. His biggest fear is that like while he's on his journey just fucking disappearing, and then nobody back home ever knows what happened to him. Like he just disappears into Galarian. Yeah.
Lost to the wind. Fun fact, Shane, Lumiere's one of his biggest fears is actually one of the first Sherman fear you said. He fears being dragged back to Nidal and being forced into the worship of Zon-Kuthon.
Listen, when you all right, like yours is an actual fear. Sherman's is one that is like not anywhere near that serious, but he takes it very seriously.
I was just saying it was funny that there are two characters in the same game that are actually afraid of going home.
We should be documented at this point, Shane. Right?
Documenting what?
No, like our characters are documented. Like your story could probably reach Elkinstar already. Like things you've accomplished.
Oh, I think once we actually clear out, because here's the thing, nobody I think really knows what's going on in the Gauntlet, like because nobody's been down there forever. Like
yeah, but we've told our story to people.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a port town too.
it is a port town, and we have told our stories, but it's kind of one of those things that I think like people are like, yeah, they've probably fought some stuff down there, but I mean like weird
It's not like
psychic
it cleared out the
We haven't
demon
done
worms,
anything like
that seems a
ledge-
little bit much.
Yeah.
Just wait
Yeah.
until Sherman tells him how he
It's
one-shot
not
a boss
like-
that the DM was excited for.
I mean, is it
Yeah,
that
I mean, it's not
doing it-
like a bunch of adventurers went and fought the giant king and saved them from taking over the world, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean,
It's different.
the thing
It's
did
not
shoot
quite
laser
as dramatic as
beams.
that.
It
Mhm.
did shoot laser beams at their towns that brought zombies.
Yeah.
And,
That's
and we
true.
are going, that's like insane.
Laser beam zombies. There's a 90s band if I've ever heard one.
I love that.
What
That's such a good, like, chapter 2 opening. Just,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
What about Knox? What is he afraid of? What's his greatest fear?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Honestly, I don't know. Yeah.
God,
That he
these
didn't get his name redacted on something? I don't know.
sessions where we just shoot the shit. My band names list balloons. I love it. I've got I mean,
So
from this alone, I've got pants with no legs and laser beam zombies.
yeah, I'm going to throw something out there. You tell me if you think this fits for Knox. I think Knox, as much as he likes to play it cool, is really invested in his friends. I would think that Knox would probably be super afraid of like all of the like new companions he's made just like fucking leaving one day and he's just left alone in Ballenwald again.
Going back to the orphan deal.
Well, I mean,
No.
because that's
I
like
think-
happened to him before in his backstory, where he was like the one person that was left at out of his village, and he kind of had to make his way by himself.
Yeah. I could see that. I think it'd be more just losing. Because I don't think him and Sam are going to hang out forever.
You think him and Sam are like fucking life buds at this point?
It's too profitable for us.
So Knox isn't afraid of being alone, but he's afraid of losing the people he cares about. More so.
You rob a bank with a nuke, then
That's totally fair.
and eventually we'll just go have peace somewhere. I know what's happening with Sam. Me and Aaron have been talking because our characters have been talking.
Mhm.
God, you're just Junkrat
Oh.
and Roadhog. The two of you, I swear it.
would
Honestly.
Knox want to retire in Elismira? Because he really liked that place.
The No Magic Town,
Yeah. No Magic Country.
No Magic Country. I think
Yeah.
I'm banned. So
Oh, yeah, didn't the Thieves Guild not like you
Well, here's the thing:
there?
is Annabelle didn't like you, but her parents thought you were delightful. They might be able to. You might be able to get it in with them for her to let you guys in.
Forgot that we saw her parents.
Yeah, they run like one of the biggest companies in Tinkerpoint.
I would just have like a John Wick chest in lead under my house so they can't detect magic, and just full of crazy things.
You know, Shane,
I
Annabelle,
have to go.
super
The
cool
world's in
character.
trouble again.
Shane, Annabelle, super cool character. Love her to death. I'm so happy you enjoyed playing her. Fuck that lady.
Oh, I loved Annabelle. Annabelle was so fun.
God damn it. She literally went, hey, all the things y'all do well.
Did Knox's cat just teleport him through a tree?
Wait, what?
Both me and Sam are still hanging out after I retire in No Magic Town.
Oh yes. Wait, did Knox and his cat just walk through that tree? What happened? Ooh.
World's in trouble. I have to go. And I put on my sunglasses and
Sets off alarms. There's magic detected in the town. It's gone. What happened? Where's Knox?
Okay, I like this one.
there's just a hole in the floor. Nothing's in there.
Fuck, I forgot. What was the question we were just talking about?
Biggest fear?
Oh, is that what we were just talking about? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another
I think
good one.
seeing Sem vaporize would be my biggest fear.
So, from your character's perspective, what is their biggest flaw? And what do you think other people would say is their biggest flaw?
Sure.
Say that one more time. My brain turned
So,
off.
what would your character say is their biggest flaw? And what would other people say is their biggest flaw?
Knox would say his biggest flaw would be like certain technique in lockpicking. If he's so specific.
Oh, he'd get like
Because-
really granular with it.
Yeah, because he'd be like, it'd be like, no one would understand because he's at such a high level with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no one would understand. But he's,
Unless you
if I could just
hyperfixate.
yeah, it's like if I could just do this thing, I could literally get through every lock. There's this guy. His name is like whatever. He's the king of lockpicking. The one book I read.
And he perfected the tiddly twist. And if I could just get it right.
That's how I learned how to read. Was this one book, and it's the only one I had.
It's the only one I
Yeah.
needed.
But other people would say his biggest flaw is that he never says goodbye. He just kind of disappears.
He's perfected.
They would say his biggest
Irish
flaw is he's
goodbye.
kind of a flake.
He's kind of Batman.
Knox is kind of a flake because, like, even when he does show up, like, there's a 50-50 chance whether he'll even be awake when whatever you're trying to talk to him about is happening.
Right.
It was because
Knox
Knox got all these flaws because my son was going through bedtime. So I would miss half the things. So I'm just like, I don't know, Knox is asleep. And then I just walk away.
For
became a
Sherman,
character.
I think he would say his biggest flaw is I think Sherman probably feels like his biggest flaw is that he has a lot of technique, like he can do a lot of different things, but he's not really mastered any one thing. So I think he probably compares himself to others in like some of the different stuff that he can do. Like
Master of none.
yeah, well that's the thing, is he's not really that great at magic like what's her name? Jathira? Was that her name? The wizard lady in town? She was the one that was like trapped underground and was claustrophobic, and she's got like a tent outside of town.
No, Rin.
Who's the magic?
Rin. Oh, okay. Yeah, the magic lady. Yeah, so she's better at magic than he is. He's not the best at like being a fighter. Well, like Soul is way better at like doing damage. He can't hit people nearly as hard with his gun as Soul can with his sword.
Usually.
He says
Usually,
yes. Over
yes.
100 damage.
Or even now that Lumiere's here, Lumiere is like getting big hits and dealing damage all the time.
not yesterday, not last session.
Not last time was a
The
little
thing
rough.
is like we do like 20 to 40 damage here and there, and then you just do 100.
Well, that's the thing. That's the whole thing with firearms in Pathfinder is they don't do great damage, but even in first edition, like every once in a while when Crass would get a crit, like that damage just fucking spikes through the roof.
The thing with firearms was
you're hitting a vital
often
point.
miss because they always attack flat-footed AC, so they don't often miss. But if you get him really good, it hurts.
Yeah.
And consistent damage is huge too.
Yeah, that was the other thing, is that the consistency with the damage is like people would miss all the time. Crass hardly ever missed an attack.
God, but it was boring playing Crass. Like playing Crass out of combat was great. I loved playing him out of combat, but playing him in combat is
A lot of
I
people
fire 3
multi-class
times.
with
I
a
end.
gunslinger.
A lot of people multi-class. The other thing is using alchemical ammunition, sort of the way you've done with Aewen and her arrows.
Yeah.
Is also
Expensive.
a good way to do that.
Mhm.
God, I
Like
wish
that's
there were more
how I did it with
alchemical arrows.
Annabelle. Is I made her, because she couldn't do magic, so one of the only ways that she could compete with spellcasters was
It was with
I gave her a bunch of ranks in alchemy. So yeah, she used a bunch of alchemical items.
You have to rank in it though to get it. That's the thing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
So what other people would say is Sherman's biggest flaw is, I think people would probably say Sherman is
Clumsy.
he's clumsy. I was gonna say he comes off as kind of rude, I think, at times. Most of the time it's just because he's
Bullshit.
he's not.
Remember him yelling that at someone.
Yeah, bullshit. I think it's because like he's very much focused on the people back home, and like he's not super into making friends that can't necessarily help him. So like I said, kind of an opportunist in that way.
Mm.
So yeah. Just does not have a lot of patience for other people at times.
I can see that considering I've joined fairly recently into that game, and I've already seen Sherman go, "Nope, can't help you. I can pay you." Well, now.
Yes. Yeah, like that's something that like everyone else has picked up on, is that he's big into like money. But there's like a reason for why he's trying to get money.
He just pulls that.
It's kind of like a Nami situation.
Just pulls that Ace Ventura. I can pay you.
Yeah, but that kind of ends up working out because then it's like, now we have money. We have somebody who cares about money. So
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
What about Aewen? Does she have any flaws that she thinks she needs to work on?
Her biggest flaw is that she doesn't think she has any flaws. She believes herself to be flawless, which she, I don't know if she's
proven wrong about like all the time.
Oh no, those are flukes.
it's just a one-off.
But from outside perspectives, her biggest flaw is that she's far too headstrong. She believes she can do far more than she actually can.
I was going to say, well, okay, I don't know if this is necessarily a flaw. I was going to say, I think not necessarily a flaw, but one that I think probably strikes people a lot is her naivete.
Yeah, she's very naive. Yeah, definitely.
Well, her entire worldview has been through adventure novels. Of course, she's naive as hell. It's really funny though. I realized as I was like putting
it's just good spirit.
My actual in-game mechanics, her character flaw is headstrong.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. One of the drawbacks that she took as part of her trait.
Yeah,
right?
she's got a character drawback called headstrong, which has never really come up. I kind of wish it would come up more.
What about Bernie? What does Bernie think his biggest flaw is?
He's pretty blunt. He'll yeah.
Do you think Bernie sees that as a flaw though?
No, he doesn't see it as a flaw. I'd say that.
Yeah, what would Bernie say? Like that would probably be what other people say about Bernie. Yeah, like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of an asshole. Because I think even some of the other some of the NPCs have definitely reacted to him that way.
Bernie,
I think you
has a
you
low view of himself, I would say.
so self-perception, self-esteem sort of a deal.
Self-esteem. Yeah, he would never tell anyone that. But if you're being honest with himself, I think he'd be saying something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
he
think
tries
that's
to
really
cover
good.
it up with a lot of like bravado and whatnot.
Gusto.
Yeah.
But yeah,
With a capital G.
He's good at
I think-
bullying and like scaring people, and it's like he's
I think
That
going
comes
towards
from
the whole
something.
like going towards the whole like being blunt thing, I think that's part of the reason that Bernie and Teresa don't really get along.
Mhm.
I remember they not long ago they had kind of a pissing match in between each other.
a little bit.
Teresa tries to be at least like kind and nice to other people, but she's just as much of a headstrong asshole as Bernie is.
Let's
Yeah,
say
at her core.
my way or the highway.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily my way or the highway.
She has a
But,
bit more
like-
finesse, I think, though, with
Yeah.
interacting with people. And I think Bernie has the ability to. He just uses it when he really needs it. But outside of that, it's not necessary.
Let me put on a Bernie schmolder.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bernie also will have times where he's just like, I don't care, guys, I don't care.
Yeah. And it's kind of nice too, because like one of the anathemas of Sarenrae is to not lie. And so that's not too hard for him.
Well, I got to do it, so I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. So it's encouraged. I
Gotta
think
say the truth.
that part of it's gotten worse because there's no pretending.
I guess going all the way back to where this started, Shane, talking about character backstory that we haven't really had a lot to talk about. I realized I've never really told people that Aewen does follow a deity. She's mildly religious. She follows Kroina, which is an ascended demigod whose teachings talk about
heard of
following your instinct. Your path will become clear, sort of stuff.
Yeah. Is that an
And she
elven
really
god?
I can't remember exactly. I think he's a.
So I've never heard of it.
He's not elven. He's Archon Imperial Lord.
Archon. What's Archon? I feel like I should know what that is.
Archon
Celestials
is a
who predated
celestial-
deities.
Yeah, celestial
Yeah.
type thing. Okay.
She came across Kroina during one of her tavern haunts, and his teachings kind of stuck with her. Yeah, Kroina is an Archon Imperial Lord who teaches that instincts are truth's precursors and can see someone's entire life with just a glance into their eyes. Yeah, I was
Interesting.
fit well with Aewen being like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I will know it when I do it.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah, I'm going to do it, and if it feels right, I'll keep doing it.
Okay. I think maybe one last question
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it
before.
up. One more.
Yeah. So, from your character's perspective, tell me about an enraging experience you had that everyone else thought was no big deal. Why was it so enraging to you specifically?
Hmm.
So, specifically for Sherman, I can tell you that like one of the big things that he found infuriating was dealing with what's her name, the little girl,
Oh, Doriana.
Doriana, yeah, because like we found like the ruby, and we were able to like hold on to it, but it would disappear. And like we were talking about like, hey, maybe we can do this and that. And everybody was like really good. This kind of goes back to the whole pet peeve thing. Everybody else was like really quick to give up, and they're like, that's not how it works. Sherman wanted to try so many more things because his sort of worldview is there's always a way around the rules and how things work. Like he's very much like, oh yeah, we can grift this situation, we can like finagle it a little bit. Like he's like, yo, but what if we put the gem in the bag of holding, and then it's technically on another plane? Can it travel interplanar, like in a interplanar? Can we do this? Can we do that? Like he's like, no, there's a solution here. We just haven't found it yet. And everybody was all like, meh, there's no, I guess she's just gonna lose her hand. It's very sad.
Yeah.
So
You lose a hand, man.
yeah, that was one thing. One
think the
time where he
issue,
was like very frustrated.
The issue I had with that was if we're sitting there and then we don't find a way around it, we're just wasting time.
No, listen. You can find a grift.
I understand what you're saying.
Who knows? Maybe you will.
But then I also don't want Justin to sit there having to go through somebody's dissertation to find out once it's in the 17th dimension if it's fine.
Oh no, like yeah, gameplay wise, I know that's totally insufferable.
I understand.
But like
exactly
character
well.
wise,
I'm not worried about
yeah.
that.
Character wise, yeah. Sherman is all about like, no, but yeah, he's basically like the min-maxer guy at the table who's all like, no, but if I put these feats together, it does this thing that it totally doesn't say in the book. And then the GM has to be like, I will come to your house and fight you.
Here's my thing. If I ever DM a game, you're going to have to come prepared with a statement and why it should work with your sources cited and everything.
Okay.
I want it.
He wants
MLA.
annotated
I've got
bibliography.
Yeah, I got to prepare a
Yeah.
fucking legal brief.
Exactly.
It's just that Dungeons and Daddies DM. Fuck. All right.
If you hit me with that, you did all your research, you've shown me the Reddit posts. Okay.
So you
What
wanna
about you
run
guys?
the
Can you
air.
think of anything where your character has been like, this is stupid, I hate this, and nobody
when
else seemed to
Stefan
get
talked. Not Stefan.
Yes, Knox fucking hates Stefan, and nobody else seems to understand why he hates this fucking nerd so much.
You seem like a nice enough guy.
I was gonna say, Stefan has never been anything but helpful to you guys. Why does Knox still hate Stefan as much as he does?
He's a
I
fucking
would literally
nerd.
give him to a guy that would imprison him. I swear to God.
You did.
Yeah, what is it that Knox hates so much about Stefan? Is it just that he's such a huge nerd?
Everything. It's just everything. He is what people are saying now as negative aura. It's just
Oh, he's that one guy that you meet and like immediately you're just like,
I want to punch.
I don't fucking like this guy. Me and him are never gonna get along.
he's gonna correct me on everything. I'm gonna say something and I'm like, yes, I understand. I know the whole explanation. I know how all that stuff works. I don't want you to tell me. Like we all understand. Haha, let's laugh. You don't have to actually me every time.
The only other people Knox has irrationally hated has been dwarves, and that's because he's racist.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he actually's people. Most of the time, he just adds on way too much information about like the one thing that he likes talking about. Like he's just like, oh yeah, well that's actually, I guess, yeah, I did just do that. But it's not like correcting. He's like, oh, that's actually very interesting because this and this and this and this, and historically, blah blah blah.
Yeah, done. I'm already done. I already want to throw Sam against a wall for asking him about it. and then throw him against the other wall. So
That was such a great moment finding him again in the series. Oh, I love that.
Finding him again in Knox.
And
just
what a
being,
wonderful time
Fuck!
to introduce Bernie too. Like he's been chained up
Well, I mean,
like,
that
with the same room with this
pretty good.
guy
Knox,
for like
So
a
that's
month.
probably the one person that Knox
shoulda
should
got a
actually
kill-
talk to about it. Just Bernie and Knox going, fuck that guy.
Well, Bernie kind of did learn to bond with him. He didn't really have a choice, but he was chained to a wall.
I love Bernie's first words to the party.
It's just like
I should have kicked him back in the river.
Yeah, the first words we heard Bernie say
I
is, "Would
remember.
you shut up?"
Yeah.
And he's loud and he just yaps, man. Like,
Well, you want to know about Suze? I'll tell you about
how am I
Suze.
supposed to take that anywhere? How am I supposed to
That
take
was-
that anywhere?
That was
Yeah.
disturbingly Roger Rabbit.
Dude, walking
Was
him
very Roger Rabbit, yes.
to
She does.
the
Anyway,
Thieves Guild
How am I-
was too
I
much.
discovered a new voice apparently. What the fuck?
I would have just been better off stabbing.
what's a moment that Aewen or Bernie was found, or a person, or whatever, that they find infuriating that nobody else seems to get?
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, yeah. Was Is there something specifically about Hab that Bernie doesn't like?
He doesn't understand what type of creature he is or anything, and so he just like doesn't like it because it's just
And everyone just
it's
kinda
just a
brushed
lack
by
of
it.
understanding and empathy because of maybe
So is it one of
Hab
those
put him in
things
mortal
where
peril.
is it one of those things where like
I mean it's a robot. He's a guy from a medieval society.
everybody
Like,
finds-
what the hell is this guy?
everybody finds Hab like super endearing and charming in the weird way. I feel like it's one of those things where everybody says this animal is super cute, and you're like, that is the ugliest fucking creature I have ever seen. What is everyone talking about?
Here's the thing: Hab has such little social skills, and people love him. Okay, Bernie likes getting the attention. All right, and he knows how to get it. And he's this guy. This guy's breaking all the rules and doing better than him.
To be entirely fair, I'm not certain Hab has put anybody else in the party in mortal peril like he did Bernie.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hab's spirit animal is an otter.
He was like
Yeah.
Bernie was like iffy towards him. I mean, like it could have gone either way. He was leaning towards negative, and then that whole thing
And then was
happened. So
teleported off
that
the
was
side of
the
a cliff.
nail in the coffin. There, like no.
Oh, you guys were so close. You have no fucking clue how close you guys were to just like 2 immediate character deaths.
Just absolutely beefing it.
I was fucking like, I was sitting here like white knuckling my desk, being like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be really upset if I have to kill these 2.
Why did he do it?
I
just like,
Who
Nathan
were
was
the two
just
that
like,
almost
Nathan
died?
was done. He was like, fuck it.
Don't you
I'm
remember
gonna just
Nathan and Bernie just teleported like 500 feet off the edge of a mountain?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just remember I somehow got out to them.
because
You
you
were
had
with us
airwalk
tonight.
on.
Yeah, you had airwalk
you
on
were
or
there
something.
too. We all teleported
I think I teleported
together.
with them, and I managed to like cling on to them so they didn't fall.
Because Sam gave me and you airwalk.
Yeah.
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 That was fun.
Oh, you guys
I
were
was-
so far off that mountain.
It was like that was one of Nathan's last games, and I think he was just like, I just want to do everything. I want to do everything. Pick a random direction. This is cool. Have fun.
Yeah.
Well, part of it, I think, was that Bernie like punched him because I don't know, Hab was just being an idiot, like running all over the place. Ah! And so Bernie just runs up. He's already pissed at him, punches him, does 1 point of damage, gets a really high intimidation roll. That way. He went that way. He went that way as far as he could.
That's right. Because he was afraid. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
God,
that's fucking
I should have
amazing.
known, man. I should have known because when I did that,
Well,
I just saw Nathan smile. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Nathan.
What have I done?
I will
Well,
say
he's
that
like,
that
well,
is
my
one thing
character
about
would have
Nathan.
done this, and then he would have done that, and then he would have done this
Is-
because of this and that. And
Nathan is a person when it comes to D&D, Nathan is the dude who will fully commit to the bit. It does not matter
I know.
how like
Once it gets out
I
of hand, he
suppose-
just keeps going. Yeah.
yes.
suppose I'd start rattling my cup.
Remember Zogglefort? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how detrimental it is to like the overall goal that you're trying to reach. Yeah, he will fully commit to the bit.
Whoa, for kill stealer.
Zogglefort was great because you just had to steer him in the right direction.
Yeah, Zogglefort was he would get shit done. You just had to like point at him and be like, "Yo, do chaos that way."
It was kind of funny because sometimes I'd be like, "Hey Nathan, when's Zogglefort just fuck up this thing and sprint into the room to do that?" He's like,
by the
"Yeah,
way-
I suppose he would."
Nathan has a fan that I know outside of our circle here that watches
Really?
our videos. Yeah. Like,
That's fucking awesome.
it's because of Zogglefort. Yeah. he just loves Zogglefort so much. Like, he's been
know how
watching
bad
our
it is.
videos.
Great
It's my cousin's husband. Yeah.
I don't know how Nathan
Yeah.
did that voice.
I'd like
for
to
so
get him in
long.
on one of our games someday. Like, you guys get a huge kick out of him. He'd be super
Oh,
fun to play with.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, his name's Shadow. He's super cool.
Like his name
Yeah.
is actually Shadow?
Yeah,
Or his gamer chat.
His fucking parents are rad as hell.
right? He's got a kick-ass name. Yeah.
Do you
My
ever
mom-
think you ever think he shotgun cocked an MP5?
Stop. Oh my god. I don't know which one I'm more upset about. The fact that you made that reference or the fact that I understood it. Christ.
Oh, my brother had that game, so I understood it too.
Oh man, it was so bad.
My mom was gonna name my brother Blade, but my
Fuck
dad
yeah.
said no.
No.
This is pre-Teen Titans.
My parents almost named my older brother Race Day Lancaster.
Race Day.
They were going to name him after Race Bannon from.
I was saying, were they big
Johnny
NASCAR
Quest.
fans? Race Day.
Well, yeah, my dad. They were big race fans. So, but they were also fans of, Race from Johnny Quest.
Oh, okay.
Last one, Aewen. What's one time where you were infuriated that nobody else seemed to give a shit?
Originally, I was gonna say that El-Anon left without taking her, but everyone did kind of give a shit about El-Anon leaving.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just decided to come up with some nonsense. She got dragged to a party by her parents. Like, you will attend this and you will wear a dress, which was already bad enough. The dress was orange, and she was like, "Why the fuck would you make me wear an orange dress to this party?" And everyone was like, "Oh, it's just an orange dress." She's like, "This is my least favorite color, and I have to be in a fucking dress. This is awful."
I bet she was just standing there like, I look like a fucking traffic cone.
Yeah, she was not pleased.
They're orange.
Was it one of those
As soon
big poofy ones where she actually did look a little bit like a traffic cone?
No, it was actually a surprisingly slim affair.
Okay.
I'm not certain they do big and puffy and Milhouthless.
I have a hard time seeing that. Maybe it depends on the circle, I guess.
But as soon as
I could see
it
that
was
more in
socially
Ball and
acceptable,
Wall, maybe, and then
she
they're
was-
elite.
She was out of that party and out of that dress.
I can think of some times where Aewen has been a little upset, like in game, actually. Mostly it has to do with like people doing the real adventurer shit that they don't necessarily talk about in books, where
Yeah, the
where you guys have been
nitty-gritty
standing around being like, well, I mean, we could just like torture this guy and try and get the information out of him that way. And Aewen being like, oh no, oh shit.
Or like when your party
That's-
member
that's-
just like steals stuff out of your bag all the time, and everybody
fucking
just
knock
seems
that out.
unbothered by it. Oh yeah, that's just something Knox does.
What do you have in your backpack? Get out of there. Can I have a sandwich? Fucking here, eat it and get out of my hair.
He's
Oh, I
already
can think of
eating a
another one.
sandwich.
Everyone in the house fucking loves Peter and
Oh yeah, she absolutely detests, and she hates the fact that Peter and Stanislav love the way she treats them. She's like, no, that is not the point of this.
yeah.
They are
The
quite
dynamic
comfortable with
between
that, I'm
those
sure.
between the Drow and Aewen is fucking just. Mwah. I love that.
I do like that too. Yeah.
Because Aewen likes being sarcastic and like. I don't think she's ever like mean, but I think she can be a little bit sort of like Barbie at times. You know, like she's got some barbs to her. She can throw some barbs out and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just fucking love it so much. They're like, yes, please tell us what to do, and then tell us we're worms, and then step on us.
She's just like, ew, no.
Yeah, I think El-Anon would have been a little less kind to them if they had started talking about spider pits and being thrown in spider pits, and then El-Anon's just had so much empathy for them. It's like, oh my god, that is the most awful thing I've ever heard.
They've
Poor
been
creature.
tainted by spiders.
Insert invisible laughter.
Well, you know what? We didn't actually get to play tonight, but fuck me, I actually had a lot of fun just doing like some character talk tonight.
That was good. That was good. Well, I'll post this one on YouTube even. We'll call it episode the blah blah 0.5.
Oh, yeah.
The plot didn't show up.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
I see. I know some people people have like different ideas on how deep they like to go for character backstories and stuff. I really like doing all of this stuff. Like as far as role playing goes, it makes it a lot easier to kind of put yourself in the headspace of your character.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah. But
the way you do when you debut a character, you give a vague outline, and then as you play them, you fill in that outline. That's the best way to play a character.
Yeah, I like that.
We've been with our characters for a while too, which helps a lot. So it's like we kind of know every in and out, for whatever reason, quirk they have. Because you're like, I guess my character does this, and sticks for.
I think this is probably a good place to end the stream. Thanks for joining us if you did. Thanks for watching the videos if you are. Have a good night, everybody. And thank you guys for talking with me. And like I said, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you specifically out there in the world, you're cool. Don't let anyone